I got it's gonna be hard on you, boy. I know it is. I'll leave it. I'll leave it. All right. All right, everybody. All right, everybody. All right, everybody. Welcome back to the Game On Sports Talk Show on Real Talk 100 Radio. I've tried to play the music a little longer than I usually do to make sure you get in here, get in the room, and get to talking to me. I don't see anybody yet, but that's all right. That's all right. We know you'll be here shortly. When you get on, I don't care if it's right now or when you're watching the replay, make sure you tag football fans. Football fans, tag football fans for us. We're going to talk about the NFL free agency market today and how you think your team did, how you think my team did, how do you think my co-host team did. Hey, whatever your team is, we don't care if it's the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Seattle Seahawks, the New England Patriots, the Houston Texans. We don't care if this is the Atlanta Falcons, the Philadelphia Eagles. We don't care who your team is. We want to know how you feel your team did in NFL free agency. Good evening, everybody. Before we get started with the show, we're going to make sure we pay a couple bills. I got to make sure I talk about this company right here. This company right here is called Wagons Fold, everybody. Wagons Fold, in our opinion, has the best baby stroller / wagon in the world. We want you to go to wagonsfoldusa.com right now and get your shop on. You might say, Malcolm, guess what? I don't have any kids. I don't have any grandkids. Hey, that's all right. This thing doubles as a wagon. If you're a hunter, if you're a fisherman, if you're an outdoorsman, hey, if you just like a bunch of beer in your cooler, this thing, this four-seater for Wagons Fold can put me in it, and I'm 268 pounds. I can fit in the four-seater. So just imagine how much ice and beer you can put in it and just roll it out onto the beach. Wagonsfoldusa.com. Go to that website right now and find the best baby stroller / wagon in the world. Thank you, Wagons Fold, for being our sponsor. We're nothing without our sponsors. Arthur, what's going on with you, man?
What is going on, man? I'm telling you, what a day, huh? What a day in sports.
What a day in sports, man. Sports talk was all over my feed today, on Facebook especially. We have Lisa is already tuned in. Hey, Lisa, thank you. We're planning on having a great show. Lisa, please tag football fans to the video, please. Please tag football fans. Thank you for tuning in. Share the video all over the world, Lisa. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Yes, we're going to try and have a good show. We're definitely going to try. We have a lot to talk about, guys. We're going to talk about NFL free agency. We are going to, as promised, we've always tried to get to it. We've just been real busy lately. We're going to talk about the upcoming rules for the NCAA and their championship and the playoffs, the way they're going to be done moving forward. We're going to talk a little bit about the Astros, Their owner and general managers have been all over the radio lately talking about upgrading their bullpen. Upgrading their bullpen. So apparently they see a few weaknesses. They didn't say they saw a few weaknesses. I think the Josh Hader thing kind of got them going. So they're looking to improve. I think they're trying to make it where they are locking down offenses, especially as they get ready for another attempt to run the playoffs.
Another attempted run at the playoffs, man. Look, absolutely, man, we have been there, out of the last 5 years? We've been there every year except one, right? Or was it every year?
Let's put it this way. All the way going back all the way to Harvey to get to the World Series, that train runs through Houston.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All trains run through H-Town, y'all. That's right. You got to you got to beat the best to be your best, right?
That's it. You want to be the man, you got to come take him down.
You got to come take him down. Beat his knees down. That's right. So,
well, because you listen, in the last 3 to 4 years, you hear general managers not talking about what it takes to win the World Series. They're talking about what it takes to beat the Houston Astros. So what does that tell you?
That tells you that we're the king of the mountain.
That's it. King of the mountain. That's it. So, if nothing else, we have spoiled enough opportunities for people to go to the World Series. For sure. So,
we definitely have. Definitely have. Giant killers, man. Giant killers is what we are. And so say it again, because that felt so good to hear you say that.
Oh, you talk about feeling good.
Teams.
It was awesome. The Yankees general manager was on a Yankees show. And they're like, guys, what is it going to take? He said, we are trying to build our offense and our pitching to be able to beat the Houston Astros, because you got to go through them to get to the World Series.
You have to. And the New York Yankees, who general manager said that?
Yeah,
that is amazing.
Yeah. Right after he announced what's his name's big contract. I don't care about the Bronx Bombers, so whatever his name is, one of those crybabies. Their slugger, I can't remember his name.
I can't believe it's not baseball season, and I'm not in baseball mode yet. But you're talking about Mr. Big Boy, 6'4", 6'5", about 260.
Judge. Aaron Judge.
I knew it coming. Aaron Judge. Yes, sir. Yeah, so I had to describe him for you.
You know, that was right after he got his contract, and they're talking, the big contract, where they were thinking, oh God, is he going to leave? What's going to happen? And sure enough, not only did they announce, hey, we locked down Aaron Judge, now we got to try and figure out how to beat the Astros.
Got to figure it out.
They're still working on it.
They're still working. I still haven't figured it out, had it, man.
No, sir.
I don't think they're gonna figure it out because they rely too much on him.
Well, they rely on the long ball.
On the long ball.
Right. Hey, listen, everybody, the crowds jump more for the long ball than they do for anything else. But listen, you can't win by playing the long ball and the long ball only. So
no, you got to play short ball. Explain to them right quick. We know what long ball and short ball is. What's the difference?
Well, when they get up there, it's like batting practice. Everybody's swinging for the fences. Everybody's looking for that one-shot home run versus putting the ball in play and giving not only yourself a chance to get to base, but your team to help move you around the bases.
Yes,
so
yes,
they're not big on baseball fundamentals.
That's right. That's called small ball, everybody. Thank you, Arthur, for that explanation. Small ball is playing. I'm going to get the batter in front of me to the next base. I'm going to get the next batter to the next base, and then position your big hitters to knock them all in, instead of relying on each individual base runner, each individual batter to hit the long ball. That's what Arthur just explained to you. We're talking baseball right now, but I really want y'all to tag football fans to this video, because the NFL the NFL free agency market is the topic of the night.
Open.
I'm not even in
talk
baseball mode.
about it, but before we do, I want to know everybody's predictions. We're going to bring this out. It's going to be the question for the night, question for the next 2 weeks. Coming up in June, Jake Paul has bit off more than he can chew. He challenged Mike Tyson to a fight. And if you guys haven't seen the video, Mike looks good. He doesn't look good. He looks scary.
Hey, man.
And so here's my bet. He's going to be a first-round KO. He's going to kill that boy. And
a first-round KO.
And he needs it. I mean, how many fights has Tyson done besides Holyfield that's gone out of the first round? Very few.
Well, it's been a few. But a first-round KO, man?
He pissed him off.
With the call-out?
More just his comments in general, because Jake Paul got famous by insulting people. He's one of these new age influencers. He's not like K-Dog. Guys, friend of the show, K-Dog, he comes on. He does a lot of really awesome stunts, does a lot of fun, good-natured stuff. He hosts around town. This is not the kind of guy that Jake Paul is. Jake Paul is a classic ass.
A classic ass.
Yes. A heel, if you will.
So he's going to say whatever he can to get under your skin.
Oh, yeah.
And you're saying he's gotten under the wrong man's skin? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Listen, I'm a brave man. But I'm at least going to think twice for me and Tyson step in the ring together, because that's his arena. Now, street fight, different story. We're going to play my way. But
somebody comes to you right now and says, Arthur, Mr. Arthur Rodriguez, sir, we're going to give you $2 million if you can stay in the round with Mike Tyson 2 rounds. What you saying?
Just $2 million?
2 rounds.
Just $2
million.
Look,
the man said $2 million.
Look, the fight's going to bring about $150 million purse. Let me have the losers fight, and I will get in there and try and take his head off. Now, whether that happens or not, I might be in the emergency room later, but I am not scared to try. Trust me. Everybody that knows me knows that I have.
You don't think you can make it?
Stupid runs in the family.
You don't think you can make it too, Ryan?
I don't know. Mike now, I don't know. Nobody's seen what Mike can do except his trainer.
Right.
But I'm gonna tell you what, they put some video out and he looks good.
He did look good, man.
And he's pulling punches when he wants to, and it's fast.
That's muscle memory. Muscle memory is still in effect. And
one of the rumors that I heard, I was listening to some talk radio over the news. He has a son who fights just like he did when he was younger.
Oh yeah,
he was vicious.
Okay,
and apparently he's even getting involved in helping out with Pops. So apparently, Mike is taking this as if it is a real fight.
Is it not?
Well, I mean, Jake Paul's. He's not IBF. He's not IBA. He's not anything. He's not MMA. He's just Jake Paul.
Right.
He tried to go the Kimbo Slice route, except Kimbo Slice was a legitimate fighter and a legitimate threat, and he fought legitimate threats.
Yes, sir.
And Jake Paul has been more of a bully for hire.
A bully for hire.
I don't like the guy. He's on the WWE now.
Why don't you like the man?
Well, he's one of these kind of guys that like insulting people.
Wait, I did. Okay, wait a minute. I forgot he did come from the internet world.
Yes.
He blew up on the internet.
Yes.
And that's right. Okay. Is that where your dislike of him derives from?
Yeah. Well, first of all, the most part, the last week, they were in San Antonio and then Dallas, respectively, with the WWE. And of course, those of you that know or don't know, all military veterans have a love and support for the WWE. When our senators, our congressmen, all these people that sent men to war were too afraid to go over there, John Cena was going off the top rope in Baghdad when it wasn't safe, and they did a pay-per-view.
Okay.
And the $1 billion man that owned it, him and his wife, him and his daughter, they were all there. So we love the WWE. They support the troops. They support us hand in hand, and they have literally taken their entire crew of people into harm's way to come let us know that somebody at home loves them. So, of course, I support them 100%, being a veteran. But yeah, he started running his mouth in Texas, and I'm just sitting there going, yeah.
You don't like the man, okay, and but
I know that's his role, and that's cool. I don't know. He just something about him just bugs me.
So you're going to allow your personal feelings for him,
absolutely,
to say he's going to get knocked out in one round?
No, I am a Mike Tyson fan.
Okay.
They had to drug him from Buster Douglas to beat him with horse tranquilizers. What do you think that man's going to do to him clear-headed?
Well, clear-headed. I mean, first of all, let me say what I've said.
He's only 57.
Let me say what I've said off camera. Off camera, everybody, listening audience, off camera, I've already talked to this man about this subject. And I think Mike's too old. Yes, he looks good. His footwork looks good. His waist is limber, and he's throwing some fire. But that's with a dummy. That's with a sparring partner. I want to see him with a live boxer. Now, granted, Jake Paul ain't no boxer. He's just a brawler?
Yeah, he's like a barroom fighter.
Right. So that might get him in trouble with Mike. That's going to get him in trouble because Mike's going to get in his ribs and his inside.
I think Jake Paul's going to get one clean shot on him, and Mike is going to snap, thinking he's back what he was when he was younger, and he's going to just cut loose on the guy.
I can't wait.
And again, at the end of the day, he is Mike Tyson.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir. At
that point, I think a 90-year-old Mike Tyson would be dangerous to a lot of people.
A 90-year-old Mike? Come on, Arthur, man. I'm a 90-year-old Mike.
You know who Jackie Chan is, right?
Yes.
Who loves Mike Tyson, by the way.
Yes.
Do you know how old Jackie Chan is? Somebody look up and tell us how old Jackie Chan is. I'll give you a hint. He was born in the 40s.
So he's got to be 80.
And he is still kicking people, doing his own stunts, and doing backflips in movies.
Hold on. Google, how old is Jackie Chan? 69. 69 years old.
69 years old. He's got a new movie coming. Hey, Google, when is Jackie Chan's new movie coming out?
Hold on. Ask him again. Ask him right now.
Google, when is Jackie Chan's new action movie coming out? So at 69, he's still kicking people.
Is he kicking high though, or is he kicking low?
Put the trailer up.
Put the trailer up. I'd have to. It'd take me too long to download it. The listening audience.
Well, we'll look at it this week. We'll show it for everybody else. But no, I think Iron Mike is always going to be Iron Mike. I think, there's a lot of people that say a lot of things, but Tom Brady, Flacco, for God's sakes, is starting to show that just because you get above 30 doesn't mean you lose a step. If you train, if you stay in shape, if you have that youthful mind. I mean, we're today more than ever, we're proving that age is a number.
Just a number. That's it.
If you take care of yourself, if you go out and drink till you're petrified every day, you probably don't need to fight Mike Tyson. But if you stay in shape and you do well, you're going to age well. So why not?
Right. Okay.
But anyway, I think Mike Tyson, and I'm going to that fight. I'm saying Mike Tyson knocks him out.
Mike Tyson knocks him out. We have a couple.
Or at least hard enough that it's going to knock him silly, where they call it.
There you have it. There's Arthur's call. I think Mike Tyson is going to win because of one thing. Not because of his age, not because of anything other than I like Jake Paul. I just don't think he can box. He might be able to fight. And I say the same thing about Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder can fight, but he does not know how to box. He does not have the fundamental skills to box with a boxer, if that makes sense.
But Deontay's legit.
Deontay.
The only thing we've seen Jake Paul do against actual athletes is in the WWE where that's scripted.
Right.
No offense. I know they still get hurt, but it is sports entertainment, not a real fight.
In WWE.
Correct.
Man, we got some jokesters on our feed here. My favorite NFL team is the Boston Celtics. Come on, boss lady. Well, anyway, we'll get to that in a minute.
Who is that? Hold on. Who is
boss
that?
Lady's a good friend of mine.
Come on, boss lady. Hey, you know what? You're going to rib him. Come in there. Call in to rib on him. I want to see this.
Call in, boss lady.
He's not taking my side with the Mike Tyson thing. So come on, we want to hear this.
I want to pay attention to our listening audience right quick, y'all. I want you to make sure you share the video all over the world. We're talking about the NFL free agency market in just a minute. We want to know, the question of the night is how do you think your football team did in the free agency market? We're just freestyling right now because Mike Tyson is coming up. He is fighting Jake Paul, and somebody asked, is Mike Tyson fighting? Yes, Angela Vieira, Mike Tyson is fighting.
June 27th in Arlington, Texas.
There you have it, June 27th.
Tickets are on sale now.
Yes. Him and Jake Paul. Go to your Google, Angela, and go to your Google and type in Mike Tyson. It's all over the place. They're fighting. It might be an exhibition, but Arthur says Mike Tyson is taking this as a real fight. Now, what about headsets? And are they going to be wearing all that? It's none of that happening?
IBF rules, man. 10 rounds.
10 rounds. Ooh, Jake Paul, you're in trouble, man. You're in trouble, man.
I was waiting on that one. Now you're coming back to my world.
Ooh,
you know what's gonna happen? He's gonna lace the gloves up, and the first time he gets tagged, he's gonna go back to being Mike.
Have mercy, Jake Paul. What have you gotten yourself into?
Yeah.
Let me.
I mean, suicide is one. Suicide by cop is the thing, but now suicide by Tyson.
Right. It's not going to be fun for him at all. I don't want to ignore anybody. We're fast and furious up in here, y'all. Please call in and come in on the action. We're talking about Mike Tyson right now. But hey, Lisa. Hey, Mike C on YouTube.
There he is, the friend of the show. Here we go. Mike, let's see what Mike has to say on the subject.
He says he thinks Mike's going to throw the fight. He says if it's not scripted, then Mike Tyson will win. But his initial thought was he thinks Mike Tyson is going to throw the fight.
I don't think so, and I'll tell you why. Because the guy who owns the WWE, who also owns the UFC, everybody know who we're talking about, right? You know we're talking about who owns the UFC?
Mac something? I haven't watched UFC in a long time. Dana White. Okay.
Him and the brothers, yes, exactly. Him and the brothers have already started talking about how there's going to be a good referee. This is got a legitimate deal. So Dana White is why is he going the distance with making sure that we're talking about having a good referee, all these things, if he's not trying to protect Jake Paul before he gets hurt?
Protective custody already, huh?
Well, because the thing is, when Mike puts him down, they're going to call the fight.
They got the man in protective custody already, y'all. We're talking about the Jake Paul and Mike Tyson fight. Who do you think is going to win? The calling number is 832-560-2885. Who wins the fight on June 27th between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul? Call in. and get in on the comments.
It's going to be ugly. I'm telling you right now, Mike Tyson, and I guarantee if it ain't get out of the 5th round, unless he pulls a golden boy and runs from Mike Tyson, the way the golden boy ran from Felix Trinidad.
Okay.
The way he ran from Felix Trinidad, and look, you thought it was a decathlon, not a boxing match. That's the only way he's got a chance. But Mike is still king and cut the ring off.
Yes, he's gonna cut it off.
So I don't see him winning at all.
What are your thoughts? Does Jake Paul even compete against Iron Mike? Call us, y'all. The call-in number will be scrolling at the bottom of the screen the entire show. It is 832-560-2885.
All right, let's leave it with this, and then we'll get on to football.
All right.
There was a podcast with Joe Rogan.
All right.
There were some guys on that podcast who are, let's just say that they're legitimate men, and they're men. They're guys that don't test them to walk down that dark tunnel or that dark hallway, where all those bad people hide. And Mike was in tears. He was sharing his testimony. Mike's turned into a peaceful man with all that rage.
Right.
And which I love Mike Tyson to death. And so one of them made the comment, and he said he misspoke. But he said, "Man, Mike, what happened for you to be this soft?" After a couple of expletives, it was, "I will kill you." And Mike Tyson snapped back to who he is. So, that rage is still there.
It's still there.
It's just the man has been through enough pain, and he has grown enough, and he's found faith to where he controls that rage.
Right, he controls
through that peace, right?
Right.
And like any grown man, you take any military veteran, been there, done that. Why is he not an animal? He's not an animal because he has a reason not to be an animal. And usually it takes the peace of either a good person in his life or faith in God above. But anyway, let's get on to football.
Let's
get to football. So first,
Arthur, before hold your thought. Jake Paul is 27. Isn't that abuse of an elderly person is what Angela's asking.
Well, here's the thing, man. When Mike takes his head off, y'all might be screaming injury to the infant.
In an injury to an infant, huh?
Yeah, because
Angela, there you have it.
Because Mike's he's one of those guys. He's look who has his respect of all people. One of the greatest to ever do it, George Foreman.
Mike.
And George fought into his 50s. He didn't just fight. He fought guys like Commander Holyfield.
Yes, sir.
Took a title away from someone in his 50s. Mike Tyson is 57.
Yes, sir.
It is not unforeseeable for Mike to just go back to who he was and tear that dude apart.
Limb from limb.
And they better hope he don't get mad in the middle of that fight because it's going to take several people to pull him off you.
I can't wait to see it. Child abuse is what Angela says. Yeah. Let's get to some football, man. Right. We can talk about Iron Mike all night long. We're going to come back to him. But Angela, you're more than welcome to call in. Like I said, just look down at the bottom of your nose. We're going to talk football right now. We got Tony with the good brisket tuning in. He says, y'all know Jake wants the Paul. I don't know what that I guess he meant. Y'all know Jake Paul. Tyson has to fight in him. Tyson's got the fight in him. I respect Mike, what he's been through. George Foreman too, but I hope Mike gives us an infamous 7-second KO.
Why? Yeah. Because Tony, tell me, brother, get that keyboard back in your hand or call in. What's going to happen? What we know or what we believe is Mike's going to be Mike.
Oh, he's saying Jake wants the money. He corrected himself.
Jake wants the money. And he thinks he's going to talk a lot of noise and it's going to be okay because that's what happens in the WWE. When they say cut, it's over and they're friends again. Mike's not going to be his friend. Mike's going to tear his head off. So I think so too. And I don't know about an 8-second KO. I mean, Jake Paul is a very athletic person. He really is. Not a fan by any nature of the beast, but he does have a starring role in sports entertainment. So he is at least a decent athlete. And he's gonna get waxed.
Call in with your thoughts. Let's get to football. Right. NFL free agency. Please tag people who love NFL football. Please call in and tell us how you feel your team did in NFL free agency.
All right, 2 days down. Let's start with the Texans. First, the Texans I like this move a lot. It's one of the few moves that I like that they've done. They did a trade with the Bengals for Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon, to keep from being franchised last year, took a pay cut. So we got him, and look, Mixon, not for nothing, is probably one of the top 12 running backs in the league.
You think so?
Yeah.
Why you think that?
His stats prove it.
I'm gonna look at stacks up. I like him. Don't get me wrong, but for you to say he's top in the league,
well, you think about it. When they made that Super Bowl run with Joe Burrow, him and Joe Burrow were fighting for their lives. They didn't have a line, right? They didn't have an offensive line at all. And they not only did they get all the way to the Super Bowl, they got past. They went through the Ravens to do it.
Okay, so I'm going to look at stats up in 2023. Is that good enough?
Just look at all of them. Look at go to the NFL and look. It'll show all of them.
All of what? You're talking about NFL.com?
It'll show each season plus cumulative as well. Yeah, for sure. Just put Joe Mixon NFL ranking or NFL stats. That's
what I had, homeboy. You told me to.
I'm saying just hit enter after you do Joe Mixon and just look at the NFL stats.
Okay. We're gonna look at that.
They're gonna come up. Look at his stats right there.
I don't think he's top in the NFL though. Look, I don't.
Scroll down. Or scroll the other way. Go back up. See where it says stats next to overview.
Oh yeah. Okay, got it.
Okay.
All right, 2023, 2017. Let's go back to 2017. For his career, he had 6,412 yards, 1,571 attempts, carries, 4 point. He's averaging for his career. He's averaging 4.1 yards per carry. He has a total of 49 touchdowns, 283 receiving yards.
Now he's had some injuries early on too. Now. You look at it, but as he's bounced back, and again, the Bengals do not have a great offensive line. Why do you think Joe Burrow spent most of his time on the bench the last couple of seasons? Because he's been getting hurt. So you take a good look. What did he do? 257 attempts, 1,000-yard season, averaging 4 yards a carry, 9 touchdowns, and 52 receptions. He's got soft hands out of the backfield. But what I loved about it, he's a good, solid back.
Okay.
He's also a back that is used to having to swing out and save his quarterback's life.
Okay.
And we picked him up on a cheaper contract than what he's worth with a trade. So
shout out to my boy Cord, DJ Chill Neal of GMT Radio. He's tuned in on Instagram. He says, "What's up? We're sounding good." Thank you for tuning in, my man. Go ahead.
So no, I like the Joe Mixon trade. Joe Mixon's not going to hurt anybody. He's a good.
All right.
He's a good 4-down back,
and he's better than what we had already. In your opinion, you said he's top in the league. Is he
with the line we have without any improvements? We haven't made any yet. I would say he has an edge because he's used to having to try to squirt open because there's not a lot of blocking in Cincinnati lately at all. Their line probably better than ours, but not much. And I say that because if you go back and look, and we started looking play after play after play, highlights of every game, our running backs are getting hit either at the goal line or in the backfield.
Right.
You go get Deion Sanders. He's not going to have production with that kind of blocking.
Barry Sanders in his prime even.
Well, I wouldn't say that because Barry Sanders had a worse line than we did, and Barry Sanders made it to the Hall of Fame. So I wasn't bringing him up. I was just saying because Deion Sanders is a slippery guy.
Okay.
Right. So imagine as slippery as he is, then he's built like a receiver, but he runs super fast. Probably the best shutdown corner in the world.
Yes, sir.
You put him in the punt return by himself.
Yes, sir.
With a punt block, he's going for a touchdown.
Undoubtedly.
My point was this guy can get away from damn near anybody. He would have problems with our line to get out in the open. So I think Mixon will bring a little bit of added oomph to that.
Yes,
he's gonna bring a lot of protection for CJ, in my opinion.
Okay.
Of course, we re-signed Dalton Schultz. Dalton Schultz is an okay for me. I wanted to see him involved more, and I wanted to see a lot more surety in his hands. But CJ loves him. Let's go for it, right? Azeez Al-Shaair. In 5 years he has another 100. 194 tackles, 10 sacks. As a linebacker, we brought him in 3 years, $34 million. I think we overpaid.
Think we overpaid for Ash.
But here again, we're going to have to see some serious production out of this guy, right? So I don't know. Me personally, I'm not too. Danico Autry was a good pickup. He's one of the top 12 rushers in this year's market. Why could we go after one of the higher paid ones or one of the better guys? I don't know, but he's not going to hurt us. You know, he's had a pretty good season this year. He's coming off 11 and a half sacks.
Okay.
So he's strong.
Okay.
And he's going to take a double team. We need as many double teams as we can get to free up Will Anderson. So
all right.
Jeff Okudah. I don't know. I don't even know where to start with that.
I don't know.
You know, he came out drafted by Detroit. He was the 3rd pick overall. Was expected to be the next Jalen Ramsey.
I'm sorry. I was trying to share it, y'all. So I was trying to share it, and it decided to mess over me.
What just happened?
Yeah.
Anyway, does he have the skills? He was a 3rd overall for a reason. Now, between all the injuries, can he come back to that guy? I don't know. Do we have the defensive mentors to get him where he needs to be? I know Jonathan Joseph has been helping with the Texans, who's a phenomenal coach. One of the reasons they brought him in as a player was to help coach on the field.
Yes, sir.
I don't know. That's definitely an I don't know.
The Jonathan Okudah?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Jeff Okudah.
Jeff Okudah. That's definitely I don't know myself because he's not. I do like the guy from Minnesota. I do like him.
But we didn't pick him up.
I'm having I thought we did. The Minnesota linebacker.
No, Azeez Al-Shaair came from the Titans. They picked up a Titan.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I could have swore we got the linebacker. The linebacker from Minnesota. His name is.
I know we lost a linebacker to Minnesota.
We lost him?
Yeah.
We
lost Grenard. We lost Blake Cashman. Yeah. Minnesota has had a first good couple of days in free agency.
Don't let me slow the show down. I just thought that he came to Houston. I could have swore I saw a headline that said we picked him up, but I could be wrong.
Well, there's been some weird headlines on Google. Like one of them started with a picture of Derrick Henry and showing, Houston made a thing, and then when you read the article, all it was that he was they were making a play for him.
No, see right here? See? Linebacker, Daniel Hunter.
Did this just happen late?
1 minute ago. This was supposed to.
Okay, so this is brand new. Okay.
Yeah, 1 minute ago.
This is brand new. So
Daniel Hunter, Vikings linebacker, Daniel Hunter reaches deal with Houston Texans. The Star Tribune, Sports Illustrated, ex-Vikings star pass rusher Daniel Hunter. That's on Sports Illustrated. Yeah, this is new.
Okay, that I don't see that as a bad pickup at all. He's a big, strong guy, so I don't see an issue with that. If you want, we can look up his stats real quick. They're not bad. I don't think they're all that bad because he's pretty decent.
Yes, sir. Ain't no doubt about it. No doubt about it.
Matter of fact, I'll look him up while we're talking. But
which free agent is the next DeAndre Hopkins? We talked about that on another show. We think it's going to be they franchise tagged him.
T. Higgins. He's requested a trade too, and I hope to God
we pick him up.
The football gods are listening because in Houston.
T. Higgins from the Cincinnati Bengals is who we think is the next DeAndre Hopkins. He's not the number one receiver in Cincinnati. That goes to Jamar Chase, of course. He wouldn't be number one in Houston either. We have Nico Collins and we have Tank Dell coming back from injury, but Tank Dell, Nico Collins, and DeAndre Hopkins, Tank Dell, Nico Collins, and T. Higgins, and our tight end Schultz. Oh man, we'd be deadly.
The Browns back. They would have re-signed him, but T. Higgins, of course, he would be a number one. The only reason we're saying he would not be the number one is because when CJ has that confidence in Nico, you leave him there.
Right.
Right. He's a young quarterback. He's still relatively inexperienced. He had a great season, right? Had a season that is historical.
Yes, sir.
In many assets, but yeah, you leave Nico the number one guy on the wing because he knows when on a bailout he can go to Nico.
Yes, sir.
But no, T. Higgins would make my day. And just by the way, to give you a little hint, he's had 3 seasons. Going back to Daniel Hunter, he's had 3 seasons where he was under 10 sacks. Those were also injury seasons. Other than that, he has averaged at least 12 or better. Like this last or 10 or better. This last season, he walked away with 16 and a half.
This past season.
Yeah. So okay. I mean, he is a good pickup. That is, Mike C and I were arguing this morning about what they're doing, and you watch what the Texans are doing. I was starting to say, okay, we're going to be the same old Texans where we're going to go out and play free agency, but we're not going to go out and bid on the big guy.
Right.
It's like, come on, guys, quit being scared to spend the money. We got to spend some money to win.
Right. You thought they were going to do the same old stuff again? Is that what you thought?
Well, up to this point, they were picking up guys with, basically practice squad people. They're like, hey, we're grabbing depth.
Every year.
Why are you grabbing depth on day 1?
Every year.
He will be there at day 25.
Yes, sir.
He'll probably be there the day before the draft.
Yeah.
In April. Why are we
making him top priority?
That's stupid, yeah. Well, he's there. So what? He'll be there in a couple of months. Trust me, he's a walk-on.
Right.
He'll be there. So not for nothing. The one that hurt me the most is the Chiefs got to deal Douglas Snead. And the Chiefs have no money. They have no cap space. Somebody should have been going after Chris Jones and Snead and every one of their stars, because any one of their guys pick up, they're coming off a Super Bowl win.
Right.
That bothers me a little bit. Jacksonville, day 2 is still doing pretty good. They picked up Gabe Davis. They got Ezra Cleveland. They got Josh Allen. That kid's a demon in training.
A demon in training.
If he keeps playing and getting better, yeah, he's gonna be a pain in the behind.
Hey, you already know it. But you have to keep your star players, and I think a lot of people are trying their best to do that. That's why they're putting this franchise tag on them. Sorry, my phone's going off like crazy.
That's the funny thing. The teams that, if you look at the salary cap situation, and I think I saved that. I may not have. I thought I did, but maybe on another page. The salary cap situation, like, for example, Kansas City, they have no money. They're in the red.
In the red. So, well.
And there's about 5 teams that are either in the red or real close to it.
Gotcha.
So they shouldn't be playing for anything.
No.
However, Atlanta is another big mover. Atlanta's been moving like crazy. I don't know if they're making great moves or okay moves. They went out and paid Kirk Cousins $180 million.
What do you think about that, man? What do you think about that?
Well, that brings him to about 300 in at least this part of his career. He'll be 36 in spring training or in summer camp. So I don't know. They
4 years.
Yeah, they went out and got Darnell Mooney. They spent $40 million on him. They re-signed some guys. They went out and picked guys of note, and all of them are decent players.
But let's back up for a second. Why pay a 36-year-old quarterback $180 million who has not gotten over the hump, not 1 year?
Well,
he always has promising seasons, but he's never gotten over the hump. I don't even think he's gotten to the NFC the NFC Championship game.
Here's the thing about Kirk, and you got to give credit where credit's due. He has never been on legitimate Super Bowl contention teams. He's been on good teams. Injury has gotten him pretty decent, but man, he's always played really well. Like, if they lost, it wasn't his fault. He didn't, I don't think you can name any games where he's thrown the season away because of interception or
Okay. I can agree with that.
If you put him in Dak, and here comes the Cowboys, bring it on, them boys. I'm ready for you. You bring that, step up. And I like Dak Prescott, by the way. But you talk about Dak Prescott, you compare them. Dak Prescott has cost the Cowboys more games in one season
Yes, sir.
And Kirk Cousins has cost any team he's played on in his career.
I can agree with that.
And so I love Dak Prescott, by the way. I do. And that's just how it is. But
you think he's worth $180 million at the end of the day? I know you're right. He's very responsible
with what they're playing the quarterbacks. Unfortunately, me personally, no. But is that probably the going rate? Yeah, because he's an excellent game manager. Now Atlanta, being smart, goes in and picks a good quarterback or goes trades for, let's say, a very mobile quarterback that needs to learn how to play in the pocket. Say, for example, a Justin Fields, for God's sakes. Because Justin Fields in the pocket is horrible. Justin Fields on the run throwing the ball is phenomenal. Justin Fields running with the ball is phenomenal.
Yes.
You take someone like Kirk Cousins. Look what everybody's like, why are you bringing back Mr. Houston Cougar to come back and play with the Texans? Well, look what his Tulips did with C.J. Stroud. It helped a lot.
Wait a minute.
Case Keenum, right?
Oh, we got him back?
Well, yeah, he's still under contract.
Okay.
But when they brought him in, everyone's like, why are you bringing Case back?
Okay.
Is he going to start till CJ's ready? No. His job was to help coach.
Yes, sir.
And if you look, he's listed as a player coach.
I haven't looked.
And so, not to say that C.J. Stroud wouldn't have made the leap on his own, but he did close some gaps rather quickly where everybody else has struggled.
Mike C. is tuned in on YouTube. He says, so I think he's probably the third best. Oh, I'm sorry. I missed this comment. He's talking about Joe Mixon. Yeah. So I think he's probably the third best running back in the NFL. And now that he's with us, I think he's going to be a great player if we can get people to block and open up the holes for him.
That's what I'm talking about.
This ain't fair. Y'all talking off camera and teaming up on me. That ain't fair. I'm just
but Mike just said a mouthful. If they can find a way to block, we have got to get better at blocking. We cannot just do it in the draft. We cannot be Nick Caserio, right? We can't have that mentality of, look, I am a Patriots guy. I
got to stick to this.
Look, he came into power when they had a Super Bowl championship team.
Yes.
All he had to do was help maintain it.
That's right. That's it. With Bill Belichick and company.
So a little different animal than when you're sitting here with a team that year before, or not including last season, was the second worst team in the league.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we've still got a lot of ground to cover. Look, everybody had a great rookie season, from the coach, offensive coordinator, all the way down through some of the first-year players that played phenomenally, including Tank Dell.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But the NFL is, Mike and I were arguing about this earlier. You can't take a bunch of guys who, out of the top 100 of those positions, are number 69, 68, 67, and put them up against number 100 through number 88 and expect it to be the same ballgame.
No.
Because it's not.
It's not happening, is it, man?
No. And listen, God may distribute talent equally, but he doesn't distribute opportunity equally.
No, not at all.
When you get the chance to go get a Chris Jones or whoever, you go get them.
Go get him.
Yeah, get him. At least try. Show your city you're trying.
Right.
Instead of this same old, well, we'll spend a little money here and we're going to grab a bunch of practice squad guys. Stop hiring practice squad guys. What is wrong with you?
We didn't do that this year, though.
Bull crap.
We got
before the draft before free agency even started, they picked up like 8 guys
off the practice squad. So they're keeping the money in their pocket and don't want to pay nobody, as usual.
And they're third in cap space, $68 million before today.
Angela just mentioned that. I'll come back to you, Mike. Angela just mentioned that right here. She said, I just hope the Texans spend that $63 million in cap money wisely, because they be on something. They be on something when it comes to spending on awesome players. Okay. I know that. That historically, when they made a shell, when they made David Carr, who was a great quarterback in college, when they made him a shell of himself,
they almost killed. Yeah,
they almost killed that man. And he was a good quarterback. I don't care. Y'all can laugh at me all you want to. Go Google David Carr in college. He was a great quarterback and not a system quarterback. He improvised. He was a gunslinger. He got to the NFL and didn't have an offensive line. And the Texans ruined him because of what you're saying. So I know y'all are right. I know you're right.
the Texans kicked themselves in the foot their inaugural season. They went and hired Dom Capers, who in the inaugural season in Carolina put together a team with the help of a phenomenal general manager. And they marched all the way to Houston, Texas for the Super Bowl. Jake Delhomme and so forth, right?
Jake Delhomme. That's crazy, ain't it? Jake Delhomme went to the Super Bowl. Jake Delhomme.
Yeah, in their inaugural season, right?
Right.
So when the Texans that's what they did. They went out and got Dom Capers. Oh, he's going to answer everything. And he went after guys like Tony Boselli, all these. Tony Boselli was out for 2 seasons, hurt. Why the heck did you go after him?
I don't know.
They went after Spider-Man. Oh, best tight end in nowhere.
No.
Not ever. I mean, this guy, how he got in the NFL is beyond me.
If I'm not mistaken, Tony Boselli's knees were already gone.
Exactly.
When he came to us.
So they went and got a bunch of has-been veterans. Not in a coaching role or teaching role, but hey, these are our starters.
Right.
They spent a bunch of money on them. And what happened is it was a free-for-all attack on David Carr.
Right.
And then over the years, over those next few seasons, they had the emergence of guys like Ray Lewis, who were like, and they were like, oh, that's like a big ass chicken bone. Here we go. Right? And they were just slamming the kid.
Right.
And they did. They ruined it. They're not the only one who ruined it. They had a Titan, Texan. Somebody look up. He was number 37. He went to LSU. I cannot remember his name. He's an ambassador to this day for the Texans. One of the best running backs ever coming out of college. He was good, young, probably about 5'7". He was just shifty as all. He was an Eric Metcalf kind of runner.
You talking about Deshaun? He played for us. Not Deshaun Foster. Deshaun Foster. No,
that's Arian Foster. No,
Arian Foster. I mean, yeah.
No, Arian Foster came out undrafted.
Okay.
I cannot think of his name, but I mean, he was coming out of LSU. Same thing. He got a couple seasons. Just he got beat up too much to where his career's over.
I can't
I think
recall.
he did 5 years maybe total.
LSU.
Yeah,
running back from LSU.
Usually when LSU has a good running back, he's a tank. They don't use, I mean, they're not known for having the baddest running back every year, but when they have one, he's a hoss.
Question from Mike C. What do y'all think about the Houston agreeing? I'm not sure what you're saying there. Agreeing. Misspelling. What do you think about the Houston agreeing to $6 million for Tony Townsend, the punter for the Kansas City Chiefs?
That's not going to hurt you. $6 million. I mean, Mike, if you want a decent punter, you're going to spend $6 to $10 million. So I mean, that's not going to hurt anybody. And he's not going to be he's not going to be any dead money. He's not going to be a hit on the. No, it wasn't Blue.
It wasn't Alfred Blue?
Before Blue.
Before Blue?
No, I know Blue. Blue, again, was another guy who was not did not have a good line to let him do what he could do.
And we drafted him.
Yeah.
I'm going to look it up.
I think his number was 37. I cannot remember.
I'm going to see if Google can help us.
Yeah, LSU running backs that played for the Texans.
I'm going to Google it right now. LSU football players who played football for the Houston Texans.
LSU running back.
Kenny Hilliard came up first. Nope. Who was the LSU best running back? The information is not coming up, but Alfred Blue did come up on the search. Nothing's coming up. Austin DeSilla.
I can never remember his name.
LSU running back. Maybe I worded it wrong. I'm not sure. If anybody knows the answer, you're more than welcome to call in. Thank you, Instagram, for tuning in. I see y'all jumping. Benny Dub Productions, Official Heck Beach Boy, Analytical Concepts, Lady Mob, Core, DJ, Chill Neil. Thank y'all all for tuning in and on Facebook and otherwise. Thank you. Look at Angela. Angela's on Google. She found Kenny Hilliard just like I did. Thank you, Angela, for tuning in. Thank you, Tony with the good brisket. Tony with the good brisket, please tell people how they can hire you to cater their events. Tell them where you're going to be located. Maybe later on tonight. This dude here has some awesome salmon tacos. He's got some great brisket. I just finished that off last night, Tony. The brisket and the boudin was hidden, man. He's located in Houston, Texas. If you need some good barbecue and some good boudin and some good side dishes, this is the guy to call. Leonard Fournette was never in Houston. No, ma'am.
No, Fournette, no.
Angela's still Googling, it looks like. We have Tony with Good Brisket chiming in on Facebook. He says Houston has good quarterbacks. Didn't have the line at
Dominic
the time.
Davis. Dominic Davis.
Dominic Davis.
Dominic Davis.
Dominic Davis. Okay, got it. That was a good one. I can't believe I didn't remember that one. But Houston has good cornerbacks. Tony with the Good Brisket says we didn't have an offensive line at the time to make them great. They had a solid line in 2013 and let them go the next year shopping for other players. That's when I gave up on the organization. So he's pretty much saying the same thing you said.
We know how bad the Texans were in 2003, right? This
Yes.
is at the fiasco of Dom Capers.
Yes, sir.
Dominic Davis came in with that crappy line, got Rookie of the Year.
Okay.
Ran for over 1,000 yards both of his first two seasons. And had 976 yards through 11 games in 2005. However, he had a season ended due to injury because he had no blocking.
Right.
Dominic Davis that kid had they given him a halfway decent line would probably still be at least hanging around coaching or something. But
they ruined him. They ruined every player we had. They ruined.
That getting to my point. Dom Capers did a horrible job, and the McNairs have been scared to spend money ever since.
Right.
They spend money on a drafted player. When Rick Smith was here, Rick Smith tried to do a lot of moves. For example, bringing back what was his name that went to Buffalo, Mario Williams, and they wouldn't do it. With JJ, the JJ Mario connection, they would not spend the big money.
No,
on a top player.
Never.
Did they even drafted him up through? Sure. I mean, they gave J.J. Watt $100 million, but J.J. Watt, I don't know how much money he raised for the city when Harvey hit. You know what I mean? So I mean, J.J.'s a special case.
Yes, sir. Definitely a special case. Most definitely. They did give J.J. They did pay J.J. They didn't pay Mario. They don't.
Mario went to Buffalo and it hurt us.
Yeah.
Then he turned out to be not so great because he was in the same situation JJ was in. He was the only one by himself on that line.
Right.
So you can block him with three people and go one-on-one with everybody else.
Yes, sir. I remember.
So,
but we're talking tonight, y'all, NFL free agency. How do you think your team did? We don't care if your team is the New Orleans Saints, the San Diego Chargers, the San Francisco 49ers, the Los Angeles Raiders, the New England Patriots, the Atlanta Falcons, Green Bay Packers. Who's your team, and how do you think they did the NFL free agency? Call in at 832-560-2885.
Here's a great question for them boys and them Cowboys. What do they think about where Pollard wound up?
Where did he wind up?
Pollard's gone.
Where'd he go? I didn't know that.
He went day one. Give me a minute.
Angela said I was close when you said Dominic Davis. She said I was close.
Yeah, no, she was. I mean, well, Dominic Davis was right before Alfred Blue, so she's right.
Tony with the Good Brisket. J.J. Watt also. Oh, I'm sorry, that's Angela Vieira. J.J. Watt always did for Houston, always. Tony with the Good Brisket says I would have liked to see Wade Phillips longer as a defensive coordinator.
Well, the problem with him is he's only good for a couple of years because he doesn't ever change his schemes. His schemes from back when he coached for his daddy,
right,
to where he's coaching now at the UFL, they're going to be the same schemes. So after about 2 seasons, everybody's figured him out.
Right, he becomes predictable,
and he'll go back. He'll change. He doesn't come up with new schemes. He'll go back and shuffle the deck a little bit. Then he goes to his new team. And but no, I listen. He's a great coach, but yeah, Tony Pollard is a Tennessee Titan.
So he takes the place of Big Derrick Henry. Tony Pollard takes the place. So they got rid of a battering ram and got speed and shiftiness. Tennessee, what are you thinking?
Well, Ezekiel Elliott. Think about this. Ezekiel Elliott. Well, because they're looking at the fact that what Henry's going to want, and Henry's getting older. He's a big guy, and they've had to power him so much. They're thinking they worry about that Warren Moon, Dominic Davis scenario where we got to, it's time to go get a new back. He's starting to age. I think Derrick Henry still has a lot of good football in him. I watched the way he trains. That dude, he's an animal in the gym.
Yes, sir.
He is. He works some of the hardest I've ever seen. I think Chubb in the NFL probably be the closest to him as far as what they do in the gym. But
Nick Chubb?
Yeah. Now, Pollard's a good man. He's going to be a pain in the butt. He runs hard. He hits. He looks for contact as well.
Yeah.
So
he initiates contact. Yes, sir.
He is not Derrick Henry, but he's going to hit you. And he is fast. So he's going to be at top speed when he does. So he'll have a lot of momentum behind him. I mean, look, here's the thing. Go back to what happened with Dallas. Ezekiel Elliott. I don't know what happened to Zeke. Zeke was a demon coming out of Ohio State. I don't know what happened to him.
I don't understand that either. I don't. Do you think it was the line?
I think he got down to the Caribbean, got the wrong. He smoked the wrong stuff or something, man. Because he just come back different guy. They say he's got piercings everywhere. And I don't know if he went and found God or what in the woods, but he found something. Yeah,
but I watched a couple games because I heard that before. Zeke's washed up. And he had the same problem the running backs in Houston had. By the time he gets to the line, they're hitting him.
Well, and there again, when he was traded or when he left Dallas, he had no help.
Right.
So you're right. He did not. But there was all the holding out a training camp, all these other shenanigans, and then when you get on Jerry Jones' bad side, you're kind of done anyway.
It's over.
I mean, who knows what Jerry Jones does? He likes to wear women's lingerie with hookers, so you never know.
Jerry Jones?
You don't remember that making the news about some years ago?
No, sir.
Oh yeah.
No, sir.
Jerry Jones, he's
wearing women's clothing. You talking about lingerie?
In a hotel room with a couple hookers.
Oh no, man! I never heard that one. Jerry, Cowboy fans, don't you ever talk about no Jerry Jones around me again, Cowboy fans? I never heard that one. Oh, yeah. How long ago was this? In the 70s or something?
No. It was after, it was after the cocaine Cowboys. It was after Michael Irvin and them.
So after 88, 92-ish. So was it before 2008 or after?
Hold on, I'm looking it up.
I'm looking it up. Cowboy fans, what do y'all think about this? Tag me some Cowboy fans, by the way. We're talking about the NFL free agency. We're talking about Mike Tyson and Jake Paul's fight coming up June 27th. We're talking about sports. This is the Game On Sports Talk Show on Real Talk 100
He's never
Radio.
been around hookers ever, right?
Have mercy. They got this man on pictures.
He got one over her head pressed right up against his nuts.
They got this man
Come on, man.
I never heard of it. I never heard of all that. That's crazy, Jerry Jones. That's crazy right there.
Look, it gets worse. That's from his box at the stadium.
This is at the box office. I mean, that's the box office.
That girl's young enough to be his great granddaughter.
Jerry. When you got money, you get away with it, huh?
Is
that what it is?
He's Jerry Jones, man. He's one of the few gangsters left in the game.
Who is your favorite football team, and how do you think they did in NFL free agency? Tag football fans to this conversation. Y'all are mighty quiet tonight. I see you tuned in, but y'all must be a little shy tonight. A Taste of Chamoy just tuned in. We've got Jay's Burgers and more. Everybody talks about these. I'm going to use an old word like that my mom and dad use, a highfalutin. Y'all are talking about these highfalutin hamburgers in Houston. Hey, man, these hyped up hamburgers in Houston, Jay's Burgers and more. Y'all go give him a follow on Instagram and Facebook. He's got one of the best hamburgers in all of Houston. A Taste of Chamoy. A Taste of Chamoy has Mexican candy with a twist, y'all. Mexican gummies with a twist. Wait, you talking about A Taste of Chamoy?
Uh-huh.
A Taste of Chamoy has Mexican gummies with a twist. Y'all go and follow her on Instagram and Facebook. If you're a small business owner, we support small businesses 365 days a year. Tag your business in the comments, and music artists, put your music links in the comments. You never know who likes good music.
That's a great question. Is Taste of Chamoy? Hey, are you going to be at Tacos and Micheladas this weekend?
I don't think she's going to be there. I don't think.
Because remember, Angela was saying something about another spot open. Why not bring some sweets?
That would be a good idea. I know Angela and both of them are laughing right now because I can't say something on camera. I'll talk to you about it in a few minutes. Yeah, we'll. Hey, ladies. Hey, yeah. I'm just being silly because I'm trying to play it off. A little bit. I love you, ladies. I'm not putting your stuff out like that.
Well, you know what? Tony, the heck with it, man. We got Mike Tyson, Jake Paul coming up. Let's get a warm up.
A warm up.
No, I'm kidding.
I'm shutting up. I ain't getting in the middle of that.
I don't need getting beat up on the air. That's going to be horrible.
I know they're cracking up right now, like Malcolm squirming in his seat right now. I am. So I'm going to talk about the Steelers right quick. Thank you, Tony, with the good brisket for changing the subject for me, Tony. Steelers need a dual running back like Buss and Parker mixed together. Secondary can use help. A linebacker who can create plays and a decent, consistent quarterback. And we got past and we go past the wild card game. But can the Bills get a ring? Hold on, Tony. I guess you were at work. Y'all have Russell Wilson, sir.
Yes, sir.
Y'all have Russell. Y'all signed Russell Wilson to 1 year, $1.2 million. So I don't know why they didn't sign him multi-year. I guess they want to see if it's a litmus test to see if he's going to become a cancer like he did in Denver. But y'all have a quarterback.
Mike Tomlin is not some of those other guys. He may, you don't ever hear a lot of people going into Steelers and being prima donnas because he'll get one of his defensive ends and go have a conversation with him. Mike Tomlin doesn't put up with that kind of business. He's old school.
Good.
I love Mike Tomlin, by the way. But yeah, he doesn't play that business at all. So
Tony with the good brisket, you listening?
Yeah.
You listening?
Tony will tell you he's a Steeler fan. He'll tell you Tomlin don't play that game. He'll fix you can't get right.
I've never heard that side of him. I know he's a straight business guy.
He is a tough, hard coach.
No nonsense kind of guy.
That's it.
Mike C on YouTube. Makes sense. I'll get back to you, Mike. We have a caller.
Hi, welcome to Game On. Hello?
What are you guys doing?
Good. Who are we talking to?
This is Angela.
Uh-oh.
Hey, Angela.
Hi, Angela.
Yeah.
It's all his fault.
Yeah. Got me in trouble.
I mean, sometimes that happens. It doesn't happen often, but every once in a while we got to get in trouble because what the hell? That's what makes life important.
Did you see me squirming in the seat? I'm like, oh, shit.
I did see you squirming. Boy, you were back talking real fast like.
Talking tacos, enchiladas. I mean, all we need.
Yeah. So just to let you guys know, it's not going to be this weekend because it's supposed to rain. It's supposed to rain Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Oh, man.
You don't have a number?
It's like 60-70%. I'm like, seriously.
67% all weekend.
All weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So we've already changed our date. It's going to be April the 27th, which is a Saturday. So we've already changed our date. We're going to be updating our flyers and stuff. But with that being said, now Malcolm, yep. Arthur, if you guys are available and you guys want to be judges.
Absolutely.
Of course, I would welcome you guys out.
Wait a minute, time out. Just don't go out with anybody else over the air. Is Tony cooking?
I'm sorry?
Is Tony cooking?
Tony is cooking. Yeah. He's definitely cooking. Remember when he came the last time, he's going to be one of the competitors. So it's going to be Tony. We're also going to have a Texas Finest, which they were going to come out today even without me. But Esther got sick. His wife. Okay. His wife Esther got sick, so that's the only reason why they weren't able to make it today. But they were still going to come up there with or without me because they said that they know they owe Malcolm barbecue.
Yes. Yeah.
And totally forgot about Arthur with the potato salad.
I told him about you though, Arthur, because he was like, "Well, how many people do I bring food for?" I was like, "Well, you got to feed Arthur. You can't just not go up there without feeding him." Oh, Arthur, guess what?
Oh,
Robert knows somebody that you worked with at Technip FMC.
Who?
I can't remember his name. I'm gonna have to ask. Him. But he told me he said that the guy approached him and was like, "Hey, you know Arthur?" And he was like, "Yeah, because Robert works for Technip FMC." And he goes, "Yeah." He goes, "Yeah." He goes, "I used to work with him."
Oh, interesting. My cousin still works there, by the way.
Oh, that's he?
Yeah, at FMC. Yeah.
The one in the Atascocita?
Yeah, the new facility over there. It's actually closer to Channelview, right there at what is that? Not Tidwell, but yeah, over on the east side.
Oh, okay.
So, Tony, you remember the salmon tacos?
We had them this past weekend because he had an event out off of Aldi in Westfield. And we went there this past weekend. We had that. We had his brisket sandwiches. We had his boudin. We had his, what else did he have? We had his ribs. We had his mac and cheese. We had everything. Everything he had on the menu we bought because he was doing an event for the family that their house burnt down.
Yeah.
And the whole family lost everything. And it was just the two brothers that survived the fire, and they were raising money for the kids. So we went and we not only did we donate, but we also bought everything off of his menu because he was giving 10% back to that family of whatever he made.
Well, listen, first and foremost, that's all you hear about with Tony's doing charity stuff. And you guys, listen, the reason I asked if he was going to be one of the competitors, because that man makes a salmon taco make you want to stab somebody. That's delicious. So if he's cooking, I am in.
You're going to be the judge? You're going to be a judge?
There you go. No bribery. I scout's honor. I was never a scout. No, seriously. He does things for veterans. He does things for people that lose a loved one. Obviously, it's tragedy with fire. Tony, listen, guys, if you get the chance, y'all need to, Tony, put your stuff up there with your contact, because this man spends a lot of time in the community helping his fellow man and doesn't get anything out of it other than it touches his heart. So you got to go out and support Tony. Check out his food, because I'm going to tell you what, them salmon tacos, you'll fight somebody over them. They're delicious.
Mm-hmm. And then also his dad does a lot of charity work. As a matter of fact, his dad invited us to do some events for him. His dad is Omar Maldonado. Omar Maldonado. He actually is going to be doing charity work for some orphanages coming up soon.
Hold up, man.
And then,
Time out. Because I got a friend, Sindel, sitting here in the audience tonight. You know, those guys do a lot of stuff with orphanages and kids, like Toys for Tots, all the taking toys during Christmas, all that stuff. Tony, you guys need to give me a call. We need to hook this up, because we will come out, and I guarantee you the Veteran Nation will come out and back you guys on that 100%, because we love giving back. We love helping out with the kids. We definitely love charitable things. And by the way, Tony cooked his butt off. So yes, Tony, give me a call whenever you get a chance, or reach out to me on Facebook, because I'm coming to that. And I'm going to pass that word with them Citadels and a few others. Y'all know, friend of the show, we had Eric Badsata Labarge over here a couple weeks ago. We just got through having that charity event at Camp Hope, which turned out to be successful. Those of you that did not go, I watched a Patrick Mahomes signed football, certified Patrick Mahomes signed football, 2000, right? For $2,000. That's a $7,000 item that somebody stole for $2,000.
Somebody stole it?
No, they bought it for $2,000. That's robbery. When you turn to put that thing over on what is it, eBay?
Yes.
That's probably about a $7,000 item. So and they just won another Super Bowl. So
you think it was worth way more than that?
Yeah, probably at least $7,500.
Okay.
What do you think about that? Because I know it was valued. I'm sure, everybody knew what it was worth. I know we just got there. They're like, "Hey, who wants a Patrick Mahomes football?" And I'm like, "Right." Oh my God! Nope. I don't have the $2,000. But yeah. So yeah, listen, guys. You know, here at Real Talk, we do a lot in the community. We always help out in the community. We are very, very conscious to our fellow neighbors and love to support our neighbors. Things like this, we need to know about it. We need to share the word, because we need to invite the entire community. And I'm talking about all of Houston, all of Harris County. We'll invite Montgomery County. They'll come out. Everybody will come out. We'll come out to woodworks. And you start talking kids and benefits and good food, you'll run out of food pretty quick. If that Veteran Nation shows up, they got enough place to park their bikes.
Right.
Because they'll come in droves.
Yes, sir. In droves. You sure will, man. Sure will. Angela.
Yep.
Did you want to leave us with a comment about your favorite team and how you think they did in the NFL free agency market?
And if it's the Cowboys, it better be bad. I'm just being.
No, sir. I am not and will never be a Cowboys fan. I will always be a Texans.
I love y'all very much, because I'm just telling you.
So Robert said it was Cameron. He said Cameron's the guy. I don't know what his Cameron's last name is, but he said Cameron is the guy that asked about you.
I was gonna say I know a couple of Camerons.
Well, whichever one works for Technip FMC, that's the one.
We'll research that because I'll reach out. My cousin Alan works out there. They know him. He's about this tall, real grumpy. You can't miss him. The family resemblance. He's grumpy.
Yeah, Cameron works in Low Bay with Robert, and he works the overnight shift, so he probably works from like 3 to 3.
Okay, then
3 p.m. to 3 a.m.
They're on shift also. So tell Rob, reach out and find out if he knows. Ask you a little bit, or Alan is, and they'll introduce him. And yeah, he and I are family. He'll tell me which Cameron it is. That way I can reach out to Cameron and say, hi, how you doing? But
I will.
Hey, listen,
I will.
My time at FMC, I was time of my life. I enjoyed being there. They taught me a lot, helped me get my start in the oil field. So I have nothing but love and respect for FMC. Whether we vote them or not. So, but definitely. And remind Tony, don't forget, man, reach out to me because I definitely want to be a part of that.
I'll definitely have him reach out to you because, like I said, when we met his dad this past weekend, he was telling us about a lot of the events that he's doing, and so I was like, yeah, well, definitely, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're as a team, we know the whole reason why me and Robert especially have a big heart for Real Talk 100 is because we've seen all of the events and all of the contributional stuff that they do for the community. You know what I'm saying? It's not just having a real Talk is not just a radio show. It's a community show, and they do a lot for small businesses. They do a lot for a lot of people, and that has always touched me and Robert's heart. And we're always trying to make sure that we fulfill our services, our hours, our, volunteer work to wherever we can, whenever we can for that reason as well. So yeah, we definitely know that you guys are putting in, whatever you guys put in, not because y'all have to, y'all do it because of the kindness of your hearts. And for that, we appreciate you. We appreciate you. We appreciate you, Arthur, and all the stuff that you do for our community. The same with Malcolm. We're always, cheering on Malcolm and trying to get him, to push out his brand because of that message that he sends out to small businesses and people that are always in need of something, whether it be community service or whatever it may be. So
yes, ma'am.
Congratulations to both of y'all. We really appreciate it. That's the reason why we do whatever we can, whenever we can for both of you, because we know that both of y'all are making those efforts and sacrificing that time and effort to do that. So we appreciate it because not everybody has the heart or the capability of being able to do that. So wherever you can help, we're grateful for it.
Well, we appreciate that, and I promise you, Angela, especially at this very moment, you have no idea how grateful I am and how profound those comments I think hit on somebody's mind lately. So thank you so much for that. And here's the deal, man. If we do not help each other, look what's going on in the world. We are going to, and we've got to remember that we are all brothers and sisters in this, and we've got to work together to have a better world. Because if not, we're going to have to live forever because we're going to leave a crap world for our children, and that doesn't.
Absolutely.
So.
A crappy world for our children.
Yeah,
say that again.
I said that doesn't bother me. So I mean, it's one of the reasons I offered my life and gave a blank check to serve my country, is because it's not about a government; it's about the people. Right. About everybody that walks around this place. So thank you so much for the love, man. We can never repay that. But hey, you and Rob, you guys do a lot in the community too. Tony, Texas Bass. I mean, all the friends of our show, that's one thing we have in common is we try to look out for everybody in the community and everybody that we can. So nothing but love from us to you guys as well. And we need to talk.
Hey, go Texans.
Thank you, Angela.
Go Texans and anybody who plays the Cowboys, correct?
Anybody.
Exactly. I agree.
Hey,
all right, you guys.
I already got in trouble with Angela, and so I'm not getting in trouble with Cowboy fans too, y'all. I'm not.
Bring it all to me. I'm ready for you. Come on, we can talk this all day long because. Halfway through their season, they start talking a bunch of crap about, it's time to get rid of Dak. Dak does the best he can. What do you got to work with?
He's a good quarterback. He makes cluck decisions sometimes.
Well,
Man.
have you seen the
Sometimes.
The play?
Yeah.
He really needs to work on those sometimes.
You have four possible perennial all-pro receivers that can none of them get over because it's a crap play. Look, I don't care who they have calling plays. Just ever since Johnson left, it's.
What do you think about that assessment, everybody? I've seen him make some cluck plays. And it wasn't with just because they called a bad play.
Nobody's open. He's running for his life, and he tries to force something because there's nothing there. That is, and when you have the people that Dallas Cowboys have, that is a coach problem. That is a Mike McCarthy problem.
Okay.
When you have CeeDee Lamb,
right,
Pollard,
right,
and all their weapons,
right,
Schultz has bailed out C.J. Stroud a whole bunch. He was a part of that team.
Yes, sir.
And why is Dak staring around? Because there's nobody open.
Somebody should be open every play. I will admit that. I'll admit that. Somebody should be open. I mean, look at
you take him back in time and put him with Dez Bryant, we'd have to be putting up with them boys all the way to the Super Bowl.
I agree. because look at Mahomes and Kelsey. How is he open every play, man?
Well, because what do? Again, Mahomes holds the ball and just Kelsey is phenomenally excellent at fire drill. He's excellent at getting back to the quarterback.
Fire drill, everybody, is wherever my quarterback is, I'm running to help him.
Because there's nobody open. They're worried about him being hit. He's trying to extend the play. And Travis Kelce is really good at going. Tyreek Hill was amazing. His was speedy, but was so good at getting back to the quarterback. And then Patrick Mahomes has had the luck of guys who are so phenomenally talented. As much as we're not getting into the Swifty thing, but as much as he's phenomenally talented. Travis Kelce makes some catches that, the shoestring diving back to the ground. I mean, he can make a highlight reel by himself. Just as many times as he saved Patrick Mahomes' butt. He saves his butt all the time, man. And I'm gonna quit picking on Taylor Swift. By the way, she Swift. She stood in the hospital with a support Trump sign. Now, she just got that epiphany because George Soros, king of the Democrats, sold her music out from under her and basically screwed her over. So now she got to see, hey, I've been on the wrong team. But, either way, I like Dak Prescott. I think as long as he's in Dallas, he's going to struggle. And until they either let a coach like Mike McCarthy do what he does, or until Jerry Jones finds the right Jimmy Johnson kind of replacement coach, they're going to be up and down. Just like until we figure out how to spend that, pull out that checkbook without being afraid, we're going to be the same way. Okay, fair enough. Angela, any closing remarks?
Nope. I think y'all said everything I wanted to say and then more.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. As you get it, excuse me, tongue-tied. As you're releasing the phone line, give a shout out to your husband and tell our listening audience exactly who he is as I put his likeness on the screen. Absolutely.
So it is Robbie at Robbie Music. His website is www.rob, and that's ROBV as in Victor.com. You can search on all social media, Robbie Music, or of course you can search up me, Angela Vieira, since I'm managing him. Thank you very much. No kidding. And just like I said earlier, the event that we were having this weekend is going to be canceled due to the rain. So we are rescheduling it for April 27th, which is Saturday. And then as soon as I get the new flyers out, if you and Arthur are going to be judges, let me know so that way I can get y'all's faces on a flyer so that way y'all can start promoting it on your end as well.
All right. Absolutely. I'm in. Malcolm, you in? Yes, sir. Hey, you know he's in because the last time Food came up here, we did the show without him. He sat there quietly eating. What are you doing? He got real quiet. I remember it was like Malcolm, and Malcolm was like, yeah. He literally, there was nothing. He didn't talk. You were doing most of the talking, Arthur, because he had plenty of rib in his mouth. Guilty as charged, everybody. Guilty. Guilty as charged.
Definitely. But yeah, I did tell Tony with the good brisket, the next time we do go up there, he said that he's bringing some food. Like I said, Texas Finest said they're bringing some food. Maybe we can do like a little mini preview up there so that way y'all can, kind of get an idea of what the fierce competition looks like.
Well, and listen, not to switch gears, but I'm glad you said that. Please remind him to give me a shout. Obviously, I talk with you and Rob as much as I can, but tell him to give me a shout kind of offline, because what I'm going to do is we're going to try and align ourselves with what they got going on. We do PSAs all the time. We have no problem announcing where he's going to be and who he's helping. And definitely when it comes to that stuff, like I said, I know a bunch of very hungry veterans. All you got to do is mention great food and great cause, and you will hear those bikes rumbling for hours. I promise.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'll let you guys get back to the show. Thank you.
All right. Well, listen, and it's not just the Citadels. It's War Fighters. It's La Familia and every one of them, right? So they're all going to come out running. So a lot of veteran motorcycle groups, and they will come out for especially with some good food, because everybody wants bragging rights on.
Hell yeah.
So
yes, and we need people for the People's Choice Awards, so that way we can get people out so they can vote for their favorite barbecue, taco vendor, michelada vendor, whatever is going to be out there. So that'll give those people an opportunity to win money for their craft. Put it that way.
All right. Well, what about? And I'm asking this because she's a celebrity. Is Cuban Diva going to be back out?
She is. Cuban Diva is going to be out there. Also, I don't know if you know who Mark Drew is. He is actually a singer-songwriter that created a theme song called Rain, and Rain is spelled R-E-I-G-N, I think. Mm-hmm. And he did a theme song for the Astros. So normally he's very, very, very involved in the Astros when they first come out. He does like events right before the Astros start playing. He's always trying to, so he has an unofficial theme song for the Astros. So if you have a moment to go check out his music, it's Mark, M-A-R-K, Drew, D-R-E-W. And he's also going to be a judge out there alongside Cuban Diva, who once again is an artist as well. And then of course we're going to have a vast majority of different artists out there that are going to be performing. Our DJ, we already got him set. So with the change, unfortunately, because like I said, the weather is going to be bad, and I want everybody to have an opportunity to have the crowd that they deserve because of what they're doing, not just do it because it's raining and we can just say, oh, we're going to do it rain or shine, whether we get a crowd or not. That just wouldn't be fair.
Right. Well, and I want you to think about this and run this past Rob, because I know who you're talking about. He runs around with this guy named Paul Wall. And
yes.
I would like to see him, Paul Wall, and Rob V in the studio with us. We'll talk some sports. Maybe we can talk them into doing a quick impromptu collab between the three of them, which would be phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we can help use that to draw some attention for when we relaunch the tacos and micheladas.
Hell yeah. Yeah, we can definitely do that. And maybe we can even well, I know Malcolm knows him, but we might be able to even get the Brian with Day 26 to come out as well. He's another artist that's from Houston that is up there.
Well, that sounds like a plan. Sounds like something we need to do. So let's put this in motion, and I'd be honored to be a judge for sure.
Okay, perfect. All right, you guys. Well, you guys have a great rest of your show. I'll still be online and answering questions as they come through, and I will talk to you guys soon.
All right, so you guys hear that. First of all, tacos and micheladas are going to be rescheduled to April. Mm-hmm. You guys make sure Angela's always joining us on the air, whether it's via text or via call in. So you have any questions, feel free to ask those questions on the Real Talk 100 Radio different channel, whether it's YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, whatever. And we'll either get the question to her or she'll see it herself and she'll get you an answer.
Y'all, I have the old flyer up here. Don't show up March 16th. This is the old flyer. Just to make sure y'all know exactly what we're talking about. The Tacos and Micheladas Festival has been rescheduled until April 27th. We'll get a new flyer.
Yes. You like spicy micheladas? Oh, see, there you go. We have a guest in the studio that's ready to come try them. So,
thank you.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you.
All right, I'll see you guys soon.
Yes, ma'am. Have a good night.
Okay, you too. Bye.
Her husband's on the line now. He says, I'm down for the collabo with Mark Drew and Paul Wall.
Heck yeah, me too. I just want to be in the video. No, we need to make that happen, Robin. I know you're working, man. I appreciate you taking the time. But Cameron, which Cameron? I know a few Camerons, but yeah, I used to work out at FMC with a couple of them. But as we talk sports, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about the Astros real quick. Put on my spectacles, no one laugh. I got bent.
Mike C was already on point. He says, guys, am I the only one getting excited for the Astros season to start?
No, but I wish they played a little bit better. But I know it's spring training. Nobody really cares right now. But
so they start not bad.
Well, honestly, I don't remember a time when the Astros were a killer in spring training. They, from my experience, spring training is more about seeing how guys play versus whether we're wins and losses. So
yes, sir.
And the Astros are well known for being a second half team. So the Astros, they are reportedly discussing bullpen trades with different teams. Okay, with Hector Neris, Phil Maton, Ryan Stanek, and a few others there that are finding different things in free agency. They are looking to fulfill some needs.
Okay.
Kendall Graveman's potential season-long injury made for. So recently, General Manager Dana Brown said that, and I quote, he'd have to use some internal candidates to fill some of the gaps in their bullpen. But after the Astros made their final roster cuts, many of the pitchers in that battle have been reassigned elsewhere. An appearance on NFL radio, he shared that Houston might not be done making moves before opening day. He said, quote, we just have to figure out who's pitching in the middle for us in the bullpen.
Yes.
We are talking to clubs about trades. I can't get into that, but we definitely have conversations about trades. So
okay,
they're looking at the beginning to try and bolster that that bullpen. One of the things that made the Astros so dangerous, especially in the playoffs, was their bullpen.
Yes,
their bullpen, and people were afraid of their bullpen.
Lights out.
Yeah, they definitely did not want to play against their bullpen for sure. So let's take a few moments and switch to college football. I've been telling everybody we're going to talk about this new college football program as far as the playoffs.
Gotcha.
So we're here to discuss that, talk about it. Guys, if you have any questions, please call in or write in or if you want. But so the college playoff rules have changed. The new 12 college football playoff field will include the 5 highest-ranked conference champions, which will receive automatic bids. The 7 highest-ranked teams remaining will round out the 12 in that format.
Yes.
Okay? So the top 4 teams will receive a first-round bye in the quarterfinals. As mentioned before, the 4 highest-ranked conference champions will be seeds 1 through 4 and receive first-round bye. Seeds 5 through 12 will play each other in the first round. The higher-seeded teams will play host in their first-round games. And here's the breakdown of first-round matchups. So, for example, number 5 will play number 12. Number 6 will play 11, 7, 10, and then 8 and 9.
Yes, sir.
New Year's Six Bowl games will be introduced in the quarterfinal round. The semifinals will be played in bowls on a rotating basis, while the national championship site is determined through bids by prospective host sites.
Host site, okay.
Okay. So here's what the 12-field team would have looked like in 2023, 2024 versus, it hadn't been applied. So on December 3rd, the CFP Selection Committee released the final set of rankings for the 23-24 season. Michigan, Washington, Texas, Alabama comprised the top 4 that'll compete in the college football playoff in their final in the final year before the expanded format is introduced, utilizing the respective rankings. Let's project what these 12-team bracket would look like. So based on this projection, had these rules been in place last year, Michigan would have been number 1,
Mm-hmm.
Washington would have been number 2, Texas number 3, Alabama number 4,
Yes.
Florida State number 5, Georgia 6, Ohio State 7, Oregon would have been 8, Missouri, Penn State, Ole Miss, and Oklahoma in that perspective order would have rounded out the final 12.
And hold on that thought. What did you think about Florida State, the Florida State fiasco when it happened? And now that this has come out, how do you feel about how they did Florida State last year?
Look, the same thing they did to TCU was BS, my opinion. So they put this together, and here's the thing. You could be in the AP, you can be number 1 AP poll. That means nothing anymore. You have got to be proven winner. You want to be top 4. It says you have to be in the top 4. You have to be comprised of I'm going to read it to you.
Okay.
You have to be comprised 1 through 4 of the highest ranked conference champions.
Okay.
Not just the highest ranked.
Gotcha.
So having a perfect season means nothing anymore. The AP poll, no, means nothing. You are going to put it out on the field. And this was done directly, in my opinion. I haven't talked to anybody from the NCAA, but it feels like after what happened with TCU and with Florida State, they're like, hey, we have got to put some clear-cut rules on how this is going to happen. And just because you're ranked in the AP top 25 means nothing.
Right.
If you're going to come through and play some championship football and you're going to win out, and you're going to win out, then you got a right to play for the national championship.
So that's what they're trying to prove.
Yes. Plus, with all right now, the NCAA is very turbulent. Look what's going on in the conferences. Right now, there's conferences on weak knees, there's conferences that are getting stronger.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like now's the time to establish these rules and get the rules fair, right? We NCAA went through and said, okay, here's the deal. For whatever reason, with the certain number of rules that you could change commitments a certain number of times for players.
Instead of committing and just leaving it at that.
And being stuck in it, say, look what happened, say the Harbaugh incident in Michigan. Had there been a harder fallout, everybody could have jumped from Michigan the year after and recommitted somewhere else. Right. So it's not a bad program as long as it's not abused. Keyword, the NCAA is known and colleges are known for abusing. That's why Ohio State went many years without being able to play in a bowl game, and so has many other teams. They're not the only ones. It's just one of the first ones that came to mind. So I like the program. I like the idea. I like the fact that you have to put it on the field. Screw the rankings.
Because you remember, was that Rocky? Where they said, yeah, that was Rocky, paper champion. They don't want any paper champions on the field. They want proven winners that have fought and built their resume. I get it.
Now, you think about it. Last year, Georgia was ranked number 1. If this had been in place, they'd have been a 6 seed. They wouldn't get a bye. Michigan would have got a bye.
Gotcha.
Because of the championship caliber of the play. The AP doesn't matter anymore. Not when it comes to the playoffs.
So strength of schedule. So Michigan had a better a stronger rating on strength of schedule.
They were 13-0, even though they were ranked number 2 in the AP poll last year. Georgia had a loss. They were ranked number 1, but they would not get a home field bye.
Okay.
They'd have to play every game to win out. They're gonna prove they're gonna win.
Okay.
And that's kind of how it played out. I mean, again, Washington was number 3, even though they were 13-0.
Oh,
but they're saying, well, they're scheduled this, and okay, fine. But based on the new rules, they're the number 2 seed.
Right.
They get that first week bye where they can rest their players up and dinged up players and have that extra week to prep. Right. So I like the new system. I think is it perfect? No. Is it a step in the right direction? Absolutely. Absolutely. Because the one thing you don't want is to have another chaotic TCU or Florida State, because those things are going to keep happening. Oh, well, they're just not good enough to win. No, it doesn't matter. They earned the right to be in the game.
Right.
Why did Ohio State get in that game?
I don't know.
That's BS.
Yes. Now, I agree with you wholeheartedly on that. But check this out.
I'm listening. Come on.
Who this past year, this past collegiate season, who do you think disappointed me more than anybody? Got out there and looked like a paper champion, like I've already described?
For you,
I'm gonna give you two guesses. Just made and just embarrassed themselves.
well, I mean, Michigan did that.
That's one guess.
I don't know.
Mr. Penix at Washington. I couldn't believe it. What happened? This guy lit the field up every time he touched it. The team lit the field up every time they touched it. Now you get to the biggest game of the year and just lay a pancake out there. Just flopped.
Well,
I couldn't believe it.
Look, not for nothing. First 2-round prospective guys that go in the draft, Michigan has about 12 guys they're expected to go in that first 2 rounds.
Right.
So, I mean, not for nothing, Michigan turned out to be a whole lot more of a beast than everybody gave them credit for.
I'll give you that. And nothing in the Pac-12 is that strong.
No.
Nothing. Stanford, Cal, Oregon is strong. That's about as strong as it gets in the
But
Pac.
they're the only one. I mean, it's not. But you're not talking about a strong conference. You're talking about a strong team in a mediocre conference.
Right.
No, I agree. Like I said, but like I said, the way things played out. Speaking of Florida State would have been a 4 seed or 5 seed rather.
Do you think they were paper champions, or we got Reckless Talk in the building? Jay Reckless of Reckless Podcast is in the building. Call in, Reckless, if you're a sports fan, my man. What do you think about Florida State? Were they paper champions or were they real? Did you really think that their strength of schedule put them in there? Otherwise, why were they voted out? I think they were paper champions. Look at their division. Look who they play. They play the Wake Forest, and Wake Forest don't have.
Well,
nothing.
I mean, the strength of schedule hurt them, and that's kind of where everybody's like, look, they're gonna get ripped apart,
Right.
and they would have.
That's how I feel.
Honestly, all respect to Florida State. I mean, look, they had a great season, and God love all those guys. A team got a lot of heart.
Yes,
they played above their caliber.
Yes,
they got a good coach.
We agree.
But yeah, they look, take this and use this to help you with your recruiting and get stronger. That's the answer. Get stronger. Once upon a time, Florida State was the team that Alabama wished it could.
Yeah.
So
with Tommy Ward,
go back to getting there. I mean, look at all the greats that come out of there. Deion Sanders. I mean, just the list is you'll be here all night.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think, like I said, out of that situation, and they cried foul. They had the right to, but nobody got screwed worse than TCU.
You don't think so?
No.
You think they were worthy?
Their schedule said they were worthy. Their win-loss said they were worthy. They were worthy. Well, even if they ended up blown out, they had the right to play in that game.
Well, my thing is, strength of schedule is who have you played, not your undefeated record. Who have you played to get that undefeated record?
Well, look at it this way: 2 years after that event, TCU came out still ranked in the top 25, highly in the top 25. Now they had a crappy season. They had a lot of guys swap over after they got screwed. A lot of guys took advantage of that, being able to recommit, but they still played their hearts out. They still have a great coach. They have a good program. They'll build back and they'll get stronger from it. But absolutely, I believe they had the right to be there. They didn't play Appalachian State for 10 straight games. or Mississippi State. They didn't.
Right.
They played some ballers.
They did.
So, not like I said, not for nothing.
That's the Big 12, isn't it? I forgot. Let me ask Google.
So, yeah, I think so.
No. I'm sorry. Big 12 is that's where Texas Longhorns division. Let me see what division.
Texas Longhorns. Did they come over to the SEC?
I think they switched. What division are the Texas Longhorns? Excuse me, I can't talk tonight. Let me do it again. What division do the TCU Horned Frogs play in college football? Google, give me a break. Let me do this again. The division is, what division is TCU news players? There it is right there. TCU plays in the formerly known as Division I football subdivision, formerly known as Division 1A, is the highest. Okay, that's not what I'm looking for. They're being difficult. Google's being difficult. Anybody know what?
They're the former FBS, so they're the NCAA division, and the football subdivision. I don't know.
Banned from football, ranked, horned. I can't find the division, y'all. Texas Horned Frogs Conference. Maybe I can find it here on Fox Sports. They play in the Big 12.
Big 12. Yeah, that's what I said. I thought so because they were in there with K-State.
Yes, sir. The Big 12 with Texas, Oklahoma State, Kansas State, West Virginia, Iowa State, Kansas, Texas Tech, UCF, TCU, BYU, Houston, Baylor, and Cincinnati in the Big 12. So yeah, they play some ballers. They do.
Yeah, they don't have a pushover division.
Okay.
By any shape, form, or fashion. And that's what I'm saying. They earned the right to be there. They had the right amount of conference win. They played just as many pushovers as everybody else, including Alabama. So why not? You know what I mean? That's what my thing is. Why not let them play? Well, then they got blown out. So what? They earned the right to be there.
I don't know if I
mean, it would have been a fun game to watch, but damn it, if they earned it, they earned it.
So you think it's more about money? That's why TCU was out. They're small.
Well, I mean, look
market that they play in.
Look what happened this national championship. It was murder. It wasn't a football game. It was torture.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, Michigan just destroyed.
Ran all over them.
Yeah, they just destroyed them.
Was never a game.
I mean, they made McCarthy look like an All-American. He's not. He's decent, but he's not an All-American.
Yeah, he looked like Tom Brady in his prime. And he's not. I agree with you on that.
As a matter of fact, the last time Michigan looked that good, Tom Brady was the quarterback. So if that tells you anything. But no, look, hats off to Michigan. They played a great game. Harbaugh and his guys did some really good recruiting. Now he's back in the NFL. He's going to be a pain.
Harbaugh's back in the NFL, and we're being laughed at. I'm trying to figure out why we're being laughed at. Excuse me for a minute, Arthur. Microwave made man. What did we say funny? I don't know. I don't know what we said funny, but you're more than welcome to call in and tell me what we said funny. Making it for the indies. If you're a music artist, tap in with that man right there. Making it for indies. He's all about getting independent music artists to the next level. He will give you the consultation you need. Follow him on Instagram. Making it for indies. Microwave made men. I'd love to hear from you, my man. I forgot if we said something funny or not. Call in. The number is scrolling at the bottom of the screen right there. It's 832.
That could have been while we were picking on the Cowboys.
Picking on the Cowboys? You think so?
Maybe.
The call-in number is right here on the screen. Anybody want to chime in? We are on college football right now. We've talked about the NFL free agency market. We've talked about baseball. We've talked about several things tonight. The main question of the night is who is your football team and how do you think they did in the free agency? Yes, sir. How do you think they've done in the free agency market so far? Who is your football team? And how do you think they did in the free agency market is the main question. But we're on college football right now. We're talking about the new system that's coming into play in the NCAA. They're going to
national championship. Yeah. What do you think? Is it fair? Do you think it's not fair? Do you think it's a step in the right direction? Do you think it's another NCAA mistake? What do you think?
I think it's a good thing. I think it's a very good thing. I hate the current system. I can't stand it. That's what I think. What do you think? You'd like it?
Well, what they're moving forward with, I do. I think it's a step in the right direction. Is it perfect? Not yet. But if they're going to continue to do it for the betterment of the game, and then absolutely, because the NCAA will win across the board. All players, all schools will win across the board, because if you go to the, there's always been this talk about, whose favorite pet team is who, and Alabama's always number one, whether they earn it or not, so on and so forth. Let's always push recruiting, right? So now when you level the playing field and you say, okay, any team, if you can stand up and beat these guys, you can take that place. You can win a national championship. That's going to help recruiting across the board. It's going to diversify recruiting. So, I think. So speaking of college, and let's tie it into the NFL. What do you think about our prospective number one quarterback showing up at the combine, but he's not going to throw for anybody? He wasn't going to do a physical for anybody. He's like, nah, I'm just here, bro.
I don't like that prima donna SHIT. I don't like that.
Well,
show up and show your ASS.
Something that got said, and I'm not usually a huge fan of get up on ESPN, but Mike did have a great comment. He made the comment of, he goes, well, this guy drives a Lamborghini. He's made $12 million as a professional athlete in college. And he made the question, well, did this kind of contribute to, well, why am I having to throw for you? You can see what I've done all season.
Wait. Lamborghini, who?
Who do you think's going to be number one overall out of USC?
Caleb Williams.
Who didn't throw for anybody? Who refused to do a physical for anybody?
Right. But I'm saying you said he drives up in a Lamborghini.
He makes about $12 million in the NCAA.
Oh, you're saying that? Okay. I forgot about the NIL thing. I forgot about that.
Now the question is, okay, well, these guys are going to be prima donnas
because they already
made some money. This Jake Paul thing, right? Let's get back to that mentality.
Right.
I'm special because obviously I have money. Well, that don't make you special.
No. Special makes you
the fact that he's gifted with a football doesn't make him special. His character would.
Right.
And right now his character looks suspect.
It's a little suspect. And you get your accolades on the field.
That's it.
And how you play, how you perform at a top level, not just showing up.
Well, let's put it this way. That you heard come from Coach Ryan's and my team, the Texans. We had a great season. Thank you, Houston.
Yes, sir.
The only team that can walk in there and go, hey, man, F you, I'm going to Disneyland is Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs because they won the Super Bowl.
Everybody else failed.
All joking aside, whether I like them or don't, and I don't for a lot of reasons. I'm not anti any of them. I just, they've done a really great job of monopolizing the NFL.
They sure have.
And the bad part is it's been pure talent. So I mean, what do you do? You got to knock them off the throne to.
You have to.
And the one thing that you got to love about the Kansas City Chiefs is they play King of the Mountain. They can knock me off.
They can play kick you in the mouth. I kick you in the mouth. You kick me in the mouth, or they can outgun you. And they've shown that with Buffalo Bills every year. The Buffalo Bills are probably just sitting somewhere right now, shaking their heads, having nightmares at night because the gun shoots.
People are starting to worry about Josh Allen too. They're like, can he win the big game? And the question is, he's kind of got that Dak Prescott syndrome.
It wasn't his fault. Look, 2 years in a row, Mahomes killed him 2 years in a row. It was 38 to 35, 2 years in a row. Well, and Patrick Mahomes was just outscoring. It's not his fault.
Funny how they were doing great till the odds changed, huh?
There you go with that again.
I'm just saying it happens to be a fact, but coincidental maybe. But no, and you're absolutely right. I mean, they got outclassed. The Buffalo Bills were doing well.
Yes.
And they were playing well, and they went into the locker room with sleep.
Pretty much.
And Patrick Mahomes made them pay for it.
And that happens. How does that happen every week against the Kansas City Chiefs? How does Big Red outcoach everybody in the NFL? It's ridiculous.
What did you just say? Here I go with that stuff again.
Yes.
I don't know. You tell me.
I don't believe it, man.
Because every year we're going to have one or two playoff games that are just going to shut down traffic, break the internet, and coincidentally, it's a one-sided venture till halftime. And when them odds in Vegas change, it's a one-sided venture the other way.
I'm going to start watching that. I gamble.
I know. I'm surprised you hadn't been schooling me yet because you ought to be like, wait a minute, this is a BS.
But the only time you're saying the odds change at half?
Yeah.
See, that's why.
The odds are going to constantly change a little bit. That's why once you lock your bet in, right? But here's the thing. If you're at halftime and the underdog is killing, it's a 21-point game, halftime, those odds are changing. And as soon as those underdog odds change,
we'll see. This is what I do, and I hope I'm not.
And the funny thing is, Vegas don't care because they win either way.
I hope I'm not, and I do too. Check it out. Check out what I do. Now I did this against. I'm going to give you a prime example of how I won both ways. When the Atlanta Falcons played New England in the Super Bowl, I hope we all remember it was something like 35.
Who could forget that was worse than the Texans versus the Bills, man. The Oilers versus the Bills.
Oilers versus the Bills, yes.
Let me misspeak properly.
Hopefully everybody remembers, but it was something like 35-3 or something like that, wasn't it?
At halftime.
At halftime, 35-3, Atlanta Falcons.
Andre Reed was skipping to the locker room. Game's over.
Over. Now check it out. Check it out how I know what you're saying is true, but I don't think it has anything to do with cheating. Now, it's 35-3. I originally at the beginning of the game took Atlanta and I think it was like 8.5 points. They were underdogs. So I'm winning. I'm happy. But the whole game, I'm sweating. I'm wiping sweat going. Everybody's going, man, what are you sweating for? You're up 32 points. I said, because that's effing Tom Brady, man.
That's true.
This game ain't over, man. I'm telling you.
That man's ruined more lives and marriages than you can combine.
So here he comes. Touchdown. I told y'all. So anyway, my point is when it was 35-3, Vegas was giving Brady now like 8 points. I took it for another, I don't know, like $300.
That's how you saved your bankroll.
No, I won both ways.
Oh, you won the first half and then on the back end?
Yes.
Okay.
I won both ways. So I know you're telling the truth. They change.
Well, three times I have won. The 3 times I have won anything on a bet on a football game, besides between just some friends, but an actual bet, a Vegas bet, is I've waited till halftime and bet on the team that I hated.
That's how you bet, man.
And every time, and the 3 times I've done it, I've won. And I'm having one. The best one was with the New England Patriots against the Atlanta Falcons, and I won like $600 off that game.
The same game.
Uh-huh.
The same game. So,
and Patrick Mahomes twice.
I don't think. What do y'all think, y'all? What do y'all think? Is the NFL
I don't
rigged?
know if there's any cheating, but
is the NFL rigged? That's the question. That's a great question. I don't believe it, man.
Well, Tony, I agree. I've been rooting for the Bills to do something because I would like somebody to not, because historically, unless they're just on the cusp, if we get into the playoffs, we may not play them to the second round, but the Bills will probably play them before we do, usually because of the strength of schedule. But here's the thing. Josh Allen, he's got to get a coordinator or QB coach to get in his head and calm his happy butt down. Josh beats himself.
With the mistakes, the costly mistakes.
And they're the blatant mistakes. I mean, it's like literally I'm looking at you in a different uniform and I'm throwing the ball to you and I'm going, oh, my God, I didn't see him standing 2 feet from me.
Right.
Come on, man. Mm-hmm. No. And I agree. And then look, Josh Allen's got a lot of talent. It's funny. In the combine, just happened recently. A lot of guys don't get into the deep throwers, the throttle jockeys, right? The big guns. They don't really get into the big guns. They get into the accurate guys.
Mm-hmm. Josh
Allen came out, they had that 70-yard pass, got a cannon.
Mm-hmm.
The accuracy's not great, but it's not horrible.
Mm-hmm.
But this makes really bad decisions.
Bad.
Horribly bad. I mean, he'll throw the ball to the linebacker when there's not a receiver within 10 yards.
And I don't get it, man. I don't get it. And I think we've talked about this before. I compare him. Do you remember who I compare him to? My favorite. I don't care what anybody says. It's my favorite quarterback of all time. I'm not saying he's the best of all time. He's my personal favorite quarterback of all time. Did we already talk about this?
Yeah, but let's remind everybody so that we get him in on the conversation.
Brett Favre. That's who Josh Allen reminds me of.
I mean, he's a Brett Favre clone.
A gunslinger, but will make the most terrible decisions on the planet.
Yeah.
When it's crunch time.
He's Brett Favre. He's the son of Brett Favre and the grandson of Dan Marino.
Both of them. I don't remember Dan Marino. That's kind of long ago. You're kind of showing your age now.
You know what, man? We used to be friends. Now we got to shut the door. All right. No.
I don't remember. I don't remember a bunch of Dan Marino's games though.
Dan Marino, they can never win the big game.
No.
And he's a Hall of Famer. and a great quarterback. He was a phenomenal quarterback. And as much as I hate to say this, and hopefully my father's not listening, all-time quarterbacks, Troy Aikman. I even had that goofy how he'd set up to throw the ball.
What?
You know how he would do that rock back and then throw?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you think Troy Aikman is one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time?
I do.
You do?
I do.
I don't like that.
Not because of pure talent, because Troy Aikman was ready for the other team. Because where do you think guys like Brady learned to study that film? It was because of guys like Troy Aikman. Joe Montana went out and winged it. Joe Theismann, those guys went out and winged that shit. They were just like, watch this. This is going to be fun.
So you're talking about the brain of Troy Aikman.
Yes. Him as an overall player in his football IQ. Yes.
Football IQ.
Look at the reporter he is. He's the best reporter on any network.
I noticed that.
He knows everything about everybody because he doesn't like to walk in unprepared.
Right.
And that man is but look at his career.
Mm-hmm.
Look at his career, his passes. Now, great. He had great targets.
Yes, sir.
But he put his receivers in a chance to win way more than he did a jump ball.
I agree.
And Troy Aikman was the kind of guy, if you watched anything with the Cowboys back then, they were kind of like that movie, that North Dallas 40 movie, where they're all a bunch of just thugs and rugrats and doing whatever the hell they wanted. Nobody paid attention. Troy Aikman walking that huddle, everybody shut up.
Everybody.
Yeah, he owned that huddle. That was his team.
Okay.
And when you talk about someone with that kind of command, with that football team, because they were crazy. They were wilding out, bad. And it was funny. I mean, look, he went Jerry Jones went to court with Michael Irvin, and they had to and stayed around because Deion Sanders was next in the courtroom.
Right.
In that purple suit.
Yeah.
You know, so you're talking about a football team that not only were they a great football team, they were the epitome of bad, naughty fun.
Bad boys. They
were. There was probably more cocaine in that locker room than there was Gatorade.
That's crazy. Crazy.
But you know, it is what it is, and they were America's team for a while, and you know, but yeah, honest to God, the quarterback I love to watch the most. Well, he got in trouble over some dog stuff.
Michael Vick.
Yes, Michael Vick was probably one of the best pure athletes to play the game.
Amazing on the football field.
And do not chase him out of the pocket because you couldn't catch him with a Dodge truck.
Not with a Dodge truck.
Uh-uh.
Not at all, sir. You're right about that one.
That BMW she drives couldn't catch him.
No,
not Mike Vick.
Yeah, he was amazing. He was amazing. He sure was. And that was your favorite quarterback of all time.
Yeah, those two. Yeah.
Okay.
And Michael. And here's the thing about Mike Vick. You know, everybody says, "Oh, this and the dogs." And look, I love dogs. I have dogs at home. It was never proven that he was a part of things. It was just happened on properties he owned and family member and this and that. And for whatever it worth, he went and paid his dues. And he went to a football team that had a particular coach. You know who that coach was? That taught him how to stay in that pocket and learn how to throw the ball.
I believe that was Big Red, wasn't it?
Andy Reid.
Big Red. Yes,
so,
sir.
You know what I mean? So, and I did. I Mike Vick, as much as people love to hate him, the guy, great football player.
I actually watched I almost said a complimentary, a documentary. I almost watched a documentary on him. I watched one, and he admitted it. He said, you know how most friends, like say you're the star football player, and you've got six of your homeboys that are riding with you, we're your entourage, and most of the time it's the entourage who are the bad apples.
Yeah, and that's what he said. We knew that other guys did things. Mike Vick didn't actually participate in it, but it happened. He didn't put an end to it, and things happened on his property.
Right.
So I watched the documentary too.
Okay.
But the thing is, Mike fell on a sword.
Right.
He said, "Look, this happened. It's my fault, whether
Yes,
he did it or not."
Yes, sir.
And you gotta respect that courage.
You got to.
So, but yeah, as far as quarterbacks, I mean, anybody can say, "Oh, yeah, I want to go with the Montanas or the Tom Brady's," right? Those are easy answers.
Yes, sir.
You know, Troy Aikman had to put up with look at the monster egos that were on that team. And they shut up when he walked in and spoke.
Monster.
wouldn't put up with it. Right. So, yeah, you look at those teams, the defensive side of the ball, favorite player of all time, I was always going to be Howie Long for me.
Howie?
Always. Yes. Yes, that dude he was out of there.
I liked Howie, man. Nothing against Howie, but I don't agree on the greatest defensive player.
For me,
yeah. I like Howie, man, but not like that.
Now look at it this way: out of all the guys that played his position in the Hall of Fame, he's got the best stats of all of them.
Howie Long. I've never looked at his stats, so maybe I need to lighten up on him.
And his last couple of years, he was like JJ. He had no help. He just was so damn mean. There was no stopping him.
Hey, what happened to him? He was a sportscaster one time. What?
Still is.
He's
on Fox.
Can't remember Howie Long. That's right. With Terry Bradshaw and all them.
Jimmy Johnson.
Right. Yeah. Okay. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who's your favorite linebacker of all time?
Favorite linebacker of all time.
Let's cut it back to someone that you actually could see play, not videos after the fact.
Somebody that I actually watched play linebacker for me is gonna have to be now. I have one. I have two.
Okay.
One because he was all heart. I hate when I have brain farts on air, on the radio, on live video. I'm having a brain fart, but I'm trying to talk myself into my answer. His name was
all good.
Cushing.
Brian Cushing.
That dude was crazy.
Still is.
Still okay. That's not number one, but that's the one I was trying to remember. My other one, Ray Lewis.
Ray Lewis. Great answers.
Ray Lewis. I like Kuechly too. Kuechly, Carolina Panthers. I liked him. I'm still trying to jog my memory, but off the top of my head, Derek Brooks was awesome.
But
Tampa Bay.
Top two. We'll go top two. You're saying Brian Cushing and Ray Lewis. Because those guys played very similar styles.
Right. Yes, sir. If I sat here another 5 minutes, I'd probably think of, but those two are on the top of my head. Brian Cushing for his heart, his effort, his tenacity, and Ray Lewis because the dude was just a winner, man.
Okay. Now, all time. Okay. I'll go with that. They're good. They're good picks. I loved watching Ray Lewis play. Loved the commercial he got into with Tom Brady with the ladies like, you need to meet my son Ray. He's like, oh, I'd love to meet the little guy. He shows Ray like staring him down, drinking a Coke. Yeah, it was awesome. All time. Mike Singletary.
He was a demon.
That dude was vicious.
Yes, sir.
Now, somebody I could watch. Dick Butkus was before my time.
Right.
Obviously.
Right.
There were guys before my time. But as far as the way he played.
Yes.
He was going to hit you in the mouth. It didn't matter if the play was going over, the play was dead.
Right.
You're going to remember he was on the field.
You're going to remember him. Yes, sir.
Mike Singletary. And I'm going to tie for number two. And I'm going to go with Brian Cushing because I love Brian Cushing. And who else takes their helmet off and he goes head
to head? Somebody else.
Somebody with a helmet on. And then stitch it up and then laugh about it the rest of the game because he was mic'd up.
Crazy MNF.
Yeah.
Crazy MNF. Okay.
Another one, and I got a chance to spend some time with him. I did a little bodyguard stuff back when the Houston Texans, when Houston had the Super Bowl.
Yes, sir.
But another Carolina Panther by the last name of Green.
Kevin.
Yes.
Kevin Green.
That dude was you're talking about insane.
Yes, sir.
He was the epitome of we need psychiatric help. But man, to watch him play was so much fun because he was crazy. He didn't care. He'd dive headfirst into a crowd.
I loved him. I loved him too. Great football player. Loved it, man. Loved him definitely. I cannot think of anybody else that I would put in my top two or three. I can't. I named a couple. Derek Brooks was a beast. But Ray Lewis and Brian Cushing, the heart, the determination, the leadership.
All right, let's take the greatest out of it. Take the greatest. No Walter Paytons, no Barry Sanders, no Earl Campbell. In between them, who, in your mind, amazing running back?
Forget the greatest.
Epitome of hard-ass running back. Not anybody in Cooperstown. I'll start. Mike Rozier. That guy ran 150 yards on one play, going back and forth down the sideline, and then Went through 4 guys and then went 10 yards into the end zone at the Astrodome. Hard hitting, unloved. No one outside of Houston knew his name. Mike Rozier.
Okay. Number 2. I can't. You got me, my head spinning right now. You got my head spinning on this one.
Number 2, quit football to go join the military.
Running back? Quit. You got me. I don't know a running back that quit to join the military. I know Pat Tillman.
Pat Tillman did do that. Pat Tillman lost his life.
Right.
By friendly fire.
Right. I know Pat Tillman, but he was on defense. But not a running back that left the NFL to Angela. And don't you Google this either. She says she loves mic'd up players.
Yeah, Pat Tillman was a safety.
Yeah, don't you Google that.
There was somebody that followed him. And that'll be a great question for next week.
Okay.
But there was somebody that followed him. He wasn't the only one. He was the most prolific because that he was just like threw his crap down. I'm done. I'm going to join my country, serve my country. Just like made a big – I don't think he did it on purpose. It was just who Pat Tillman was.
Right.
And he turned out to be an amazing human being, an amazing American, and we are lesser that he is not around. And thank God for the Pat Tillman Foundation. But now there's one, and we'll leave that for a question for next week. But there's another. There were a couple of NFL football players that played, and there were a couple of football players that wound up in Iraq or Afghanistan. One of them is a former. Hey Tony, who's a former Steeler lineman? That not only was he a military, he was a Ranger at 6'6" and 300 pounds. Former Steeler.
A lineman?
Mm-hmm.
You got me there.
Oh, yeah. Tackle.
You got me there.
Tony, look it up, man. That's your team. Come on, bro. Or Mike. I know Mike Casanova. You still listening?
She's going to cheat now. She's going to do her homework.
Okay, yeah, but that's a question for next week. Now, the Steelers, though, you got to come up with that one. I don't care if you cheat on that one. Who was it? Recent player.
Lineman, I could sit here all day for 24 hours.
Remember all the kneeling and all the controversy and
yes.
Steelers coach says, hey, look, we're not going to get into this debate. I don't care what your feelings are. We are not upsetting anybody one way or the other because we're not going to project a political opinion. We're going to stay in the locker room. He was the only one that did not walk into that locker room, and he saluted that flag. Yeah, he's a big boy.
You got me. I could sit here 24 hours and I wouldn't get this right. Because
Angela, you get it?
The only lineman I can picture for the Steelers is Big Pouncey. That's it.
No.
That's it. So that's why I know I would never get this vote.
Oh, and by the way, you Steeler fans, I want you to know that in Pittsburgh International Airport from about 2010 to 2013, y'all have a statue of one of your favorite Steeler players, and on his helmet he wore a Texans emblem because some jerk in the oil field kept sticking it on there.
That was you.
Yes.
Ah.
I'd walk by and I'd look at it. That's why women. I'm just laughing. Like, what are you laughing at? Like, look at that. I'm like, dude, did they do that on purpose? I'm like, I did that.
You are not right. Desecrating that statue.
Franco Harris. Sorry, buddy.
You got him.
He got a little Texas love.
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing wrong with it. Everybody needs a little Texas love. We're coming down to the end of the show, y'all. Thank you.
Anybody have that answer?
What's the name of it? Ultimate Fan is tuned in. Ultimate Fan Time is tuned in. He's right here on Instagram. I hope he's still here. Thank you for tuning in to Ultimate Fan Time. Thank you for tuning in, Texas Beard Cartel and Sumo World Radio. Alejandro Villanueva is what the Ultimate Fan says.
Steve ain't gonna miss that answer. Yes, he's correct.
He got it?
Yes.
There it is.
Villanueva. Now, if you look at a picture of him, that was a big okay, let's talk about the fact that he was a Ranger, right? Those guys are pretty hard chargers.
Okay.
And to be as big as he is, that man probably scared the entire village by himself. They didn't know whether he was going to eat him or kill him one, but I guarantee you they were scared. Put a picture of him up.
All right.
See if you can find a picture of it in uniform.
I'm going to Google him right now and see what you're talking about. A picture of him in uniform. Let's go to Google. Let's check it out. Alejandro Villanueva. And I'm hitting enter.
There he is.
Now.
There, right there. Middle picture under overview. Up one. Right there. There's a picture of him in the black and gold as well in uniform.
I don't think they're going to let me steal this picture, but I'll do my best.
I think you can.
Let me see here.
And why not? So come Veterans Day, Memorial Day, we need to show him some love on the show. That's now show a picture of him and go back to him after you post that one.
See, they're not gonna let me steal that one. I don't know why. It's probably hidden in here somewhere, but I cannot find it easily. Let me go here.
Probably in downloads.
All files. There it is.
There it is right there on the top.
And the wrong file. It's the wrong file. File must be one of the following.
So go back. Click on images. Just on images on the thing. Yeah, right there. Okay. You should be able to steal that one. If not, just scroll down till you find one you can steal. Top right corner. Keep going right there.
This one?
Yep.
Let me see if they're going to let me steal it. Borrow it, rather. I don't like the word steal. Let's see here.
Pilfer.
Overlay.
Use a military word, pilfer.
See if it goes. It's going, y'all.
There it goes.
Bam.
Now show a picture of him standing up where it shows him in uniform just to see how big he is. That is a big man.
Just a picture of him standing up.
Yeah, where it shows like his whole body. Scroll down because there's one where it shows him probably saluting the flag. Because I don't know. Steve, how tall was he? Like 6'6", 6'8", something like that. Oh, there you go, right in the middle with the kids. There's a normal sized man, and there he is.
Never heard of this.
Now,
guy.
could you imagine that man in full kit with an M4 coming at you? We're gonna have a conversation.
No.
You're probably gonna agree with whatever he says.
Probably am. This is the guy they're talking about right here, everybody. Alejandro Villanueva. Thank you so much, Steven. Ultimate Fan Time. Y'all, if y'all don't know who that is, Ultimate Fan Time, Texans fans, was going for the Sports Illustrated
NFL fan of the year.
NFL.com fan of the year. I have a couple pictures of him too, but I'll get to those pictures in a second. We're talking about this guy right here. This is the guy. He did what?
Oh, he walked out of that stadium and saluted that flag.
Walked out of the stadium.
And one hell of a football player.
Okay.
And there again, he served his country. There's a picture of him.
Yes, sir.
In his uniform, and yeah, he was forced to reckon with on the football field. Could you imagine having to tie up with him? He full kit with a weapon on him?
No.
Yeah, that's.
I don't want to imagine that.
That'd be a fight. That'd be a fight for sure.
I can't find Ultimate Fan Time, but y'all go and check him out on Instagram at Ultimate Fan Time. He's one of the greatest Houston Texans fans I can possibly think of. He's going to be all painted up. He's got his makeup mask on. He's at the opponent's tunnel as they go in and out of the tunnel.
Terrorizing them. Yeah, absolutely. How do you not love Steve Becko? That guy's, one, he's a great friend. And by the way, those of you guys that did not get to go to the Mar Fan event, it was an amazing event. And I want to say, obviously, not to the Ultimate Fan, just to him, but to his son Hunter and family for letting me come out and be a part of that. It was a beautiful day. It was a good thing, and I loved it, and I can't wait to go back next year. And we will be back next year.
Tell them what Marfan is. What is Marfan?
Marfan syndrome, man, when you start looking, there are so many different facets of that syndrome, heart-related, body, internal organ-related, that it's almost like you're swimming in this sea of never-ending, oh, my God, right? Because it affects so many people in so many different ways, and it is not one of the major – you always hear about cancer, research cancer, this, cancer, that. There you go. There he is right there, right beside me. There you go. Put us side by side. That's perfect. But there's so much that needs to be done, and it was really cool. They had this young lady, and Steve, if you're listening, brother, if you could tell me, she was a teenager. I'm saying probably 14, 15, 16 years old. And she made this comment, hey, if you have any questions about Marfan, I'd love to talk to you about it. And she's very, very, very amazing young lady, and got a chance to talk with her for just a quick minute. But Marfan it affects people around the world, and obviously here, and with it having so many different facets of it, it's the research on that's got to be not fun and not easy. So
Steve says 6'9", 320 pounds.
There you go. You go tie one on with him.
No, thank you. I'm on jab and move. That's what I'm gonna do. Jab and move.
Move to the car and take off. That's one of the ones you're like, hold on, man, I got to get something out of my truck. What, a gun? No, I'm going to bring the truck. That's the only way you're stopping this big butt.
All the time.
But no, and getting back to the Marfan thing, there are so many people affected. There's no way we can do enough to help at any given time. And I'm glad we raised as much as we did. And I will be doing that again. And I think what I'm going to do, Calvin, is I'm going to challenge you and all the fans of the show that I want to start the fundraiser early from our side and see how much money we can raise to donate to this syndrome. Because like I said, there are so many different avenues in this syndrome affects. I don't think you list them all on 2 pages. And I don't know. Ultimate Fan, you might want to jump in on that. You are the expert with that, but for many reasons. But no, it was a fun thing. I got to spend the time with him and his family and some people that support them, and it was a good time. But look, it's not just Marfan.
Right.
He goes out with the Texans. He is a regular at Texas Children's. He's a regular at MDA. The Ultimate Fan probably spends more time with other people's children than he does with his own, because he's just that one heck of a guy and one heck of a community activist and someone who's a stand-up person. So I'm lucky enough to call him my friend, and I'm saying that not just because he's listening, because it's a fact. And I'm glad he does what he does, and I hope he is the NFL Ultimate Fan, not just in any given year, but from now on.
Yes,
because he does so much in the community. And no one ever says it, man. Steve, thank you for who you are and what you do.
Salute to Steve Beckholt on Facebook. That's Steve, Steve, and Beckholt is Beckholt. He's also the Ultimate Fan Time on Instagram. He says next year is the 10th year for the walk.
Yeah. Now we need to make it one heck of a walk, guys, because he gives so much to this city. We need to give back, because we will be Team Hunter's heroes. And there's a reason the Ultimate Fan is the contact to reach out to that, because this hits his personal family. And I'll be back for sure. We need to make it an amazing thing, because this is something we need to get enough research where, hey, let's start solving some of these issues, But anyhow, like I said, there was a lady there that was speaking, her daughter, and it affected more than just 2 people in her family, in her immediate family. So I don't know if it's hereditary to that or hit or miss or whatever, but it's a scary syndrome, and it's a syndrome that, well, it's one of those things we need to put an end to it, because we should have the technology, we should have we just got to help doctors with the right research to help solve those problems.
Yes, sir. Find the resources to get the problems fixed.
That's it. I mean, we can send people to the moon, damn it. We ought to be able to fix something.
Ought to be able to fix something. We can send somebody to the moon, huh? That's another show. I have people in my ear talking about we really didn't go to the moon and all that. That's another show, though.
Not that time, but anyway. Not that time, but anyway.
Not that topic?
Not that time, but
not at that time. Yeah. How did
anyway, we'll that again, another show.
Another show. In closing tonight, give me your closing thoughts.
Final thoughts, man. It's simple. We're talking about all these charitable things and things going on. Man, you see somebody down, don't go ask them if they're okay. Walk up, put your arms around them. Tell them it's going to be all right. We just left an amazing event for Camp Hope. God bless the men and women that do that job. Many of my friends and brothers are alive today because of Camp Hope. So if you see a charitable need, man, reach out and help somebody. This world's going to hell in a handbasket, and the only thing that's going to stop it is us taking the time to love each other. So my final thoughts are, this week, find somebody hurting. I don't care if you just say, hey, man, you all right? Just want you to know I love you. Reach out and do it. Doesn't take anything out of your time. Doesn't hurt. Just show somebody some love.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. That was a good one. You almost got a tear out of me there, man, because I'm one of them people. I'm struggling right now. So I'm getting a lot of love. I appreciate y'all. A lot of people are in my inbox. A lot of people are texting me. I appreciate y'all. I love you. Nice one. You almost jerked me there. Y'all jerked my tear right there. So
that's just a true statement, man.
Yes, sir. I agree with that one. And he's been one himself. He's seen me. He's seen me kind of folded over a couple of times, and I try not to get caught. I'm kind of macho and all that. I don't want to get caught, but he's seen me, and he's like, dude, you all right? Yeah, I'm all right. I'm gonna make it. But that is a point to everybody. The world will be a much better place. Just show somebody some love. And I say this all the time. We'll get rid of a lot of this racism. We'll get rid of a lot of this hatred that's going around, this hate bashing. Just love somebody. It's easier to love than it is to hate.
Love somebody and stop listening to the politics because they are pushing that bull crap so they can screw us over.
That's right. You're right.
And that's a fact.
We love you, Malcolm. Support. We love you, Malcolm. There's another one, Angela Vieira. Thank you so much. Thank you. She knows exactly what's going on. I'll keep that hush hush. But let's end or at least slow down racism. Let's slow down hatred.
Why don't we do this? Because the biggest thing that affects all of those things, they all affect things where it's a form of bullying.
Yeah.
Right? Because I don't believe in the word racism because God created one race. But we're all different colors and they're all represented in my family. So when you're bigoted towards somebody, you're picking on my family, and I like to fight. So please don't do that. But let's leave everybody with this. If you will, put up the U.S. Suicide Hotline and the U.S. Veteran Suicide Hotline, and let's leave everybody with some love and some thoughts and say, hey, man, you see somebody hurting, it don't take 2 seconds to wrap your arms around them. Man, I just want you to know I hope you're okay. And if you need to talk, I'm here. Believe me, a few times I'm notorious for being in the gym at all kind of crazy hours. People know that. There's a reason sometimes I'm at the gym at crazy hours. And there's been people come in and, hey, man, you all right? Yeah. Why? You realize tears are pouring down your eyes. Oh, man, I'm just working. When I'm working through something. So, or trying to anyway. So, pass that along. I'm done with this 22 a day BS, which is actually worse right now in the military community. Not saying that I'm done with it. I want to hear about it. I don't want any more of my brothers and sisters to lose their lives because of the VA or because nobody took the time to say, hey, man, you all right? And I love you. And the same thing with all of my civilian brothers and sisters. Life is too short and it is too beautiful. And there are too many beautiful things out there for this. Reach out. Call me. My phone rings 24/7. I can give a damn. I will get up, come over. I don't care. All right. So he's going to put those up, and that's going to be the theme for today's show. Take a moment.
There it is.
Somebody love them.
There it is right there. Take a moment. Tell somebody you love them. You never know what somebody's going through. It's 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. That's 988. Just dial 988. And you're going to reach the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. Save a life today.
And if you can't remember that, you can remember 3 numbers, 311. And they're going to answer, and they're going to say, if you feel like you want to hurt yourself or something's wrong, push this button, push the damn button. And we'll talk about it another day. We'll talk about it in therapy.
Yes, indeed. I'm not sure what we missed here, but Ultimate Fan Time is saying Nissan Patel. I'm not sure what he's talking about.
Oh, the girl from the Marfan representative. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
No, she was awesome. She was. It was a joy to talk to her. I only got to talk to her for a couple of minutes, but
okay.
When I was walking around, after I registered, they had food for people who registered. They had little wristbands. I have a wristband that I wear. I'll wear it next week for the show.
Okay.
They gave us another shirt. I was wearing Hunter's Heroes because I was Team Ultimate on this one, but I was wearing Hunter's Heroes shirt. But so I took the other one with me home, and I got a chance to speak to him. And wonderful young lady, very well, very articulate, a good ambassador for Marfan because she is battling Marfan.
Okay.
So anyway, no, yeah, she was wonderful. Thanks for that, Steve. I appreciate it. But hey, from all of us to all of you, let's make sure we're here next week. Talk about some sports or talk about some funny stuff. We usually end our show with some shenanigans and stupidity and fun. But today, since we got on the subject, let's talk about loving each other.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's do that, everybody. That's how we're going to end the show tonight. This has been another edition of the Game On Sports Talk Show on Real Talk 100 Radio. I hate blunders on live radio. I hate it. Lighten up on myself, right?
Yes, sir.
This is the Game On Sports Talk Show. We want y'all to tune in every Tuesday night from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. We went a little over tonight, but that's okay. That's all right. We're gonna love what we do, and we're gonna show you every week.
We go over every show.
Every show.
We're breaking the rules, man. You tune in, rip the knob off, because here we go.
Yes, sir. Most definitely. Game On Sports Talk Show every Tuesday night from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. We do look forward to having sponsors on the show. Anybody who owns a sports goodness gracious, my head is everywhere tonight. Anybody who owns a sports apparel shop, anybody who's a coach, any coach of Little League football, high school football, college football, any college football players. Anyway, we're looking for sponsors. Please tell them to give me a call. My personal number is 346-779-5831. I'd love to hear from you. We also highlight small businesses on the show. Y'all give us a call. We're all about supporting the community. This is the Game On Sports Talk Show. We'll see y'all next Tuesday night. Good night, everybody.
Turn it off.